This is the third round of the championship here in ALR Silver, and this is going to be the last time ever, well, for the foreseeable future anyway, that ALR be racing in Vietnam then. So it's a bit of a end of a very short era here, because I think we've only ever had like 4 races here in ALR in total. Because remember, the Bronze League got cancelled, didn't it? Because Farf couldn't. Farf felt like having a day off, didn't he? Last season for Bronze, but nevertheless, but we are here tonight then. So for the final time, unfortunately, here in Vietnam, or fortunately, unfortunately, depending on the circuit, there's a lot of drivers that don't really like this circuit too much. I'm not a big fan of it personally either, but for the last time then, we are here at Vietnam then for ALR. So it's going to be a bit of an emotional day, I think. Well, maybe for me, but no, for none of the drivers, I don't suspect. That record is set by Shane McF1 then from last season, a 36.908 then. The fastest ever time around here was a 33.487 in silver. Anyway, that was Dan Murphy then, his first pole position of silver last season as well. But and he also went on to win 3 Grand Prix three races in a row to start off his incredible campaign in silver last season. Of course, he was an eventual runner-up, wasn't he? Well, this season we've got very much a similar story, haven't we? But it is Gamer who is on the march at the moment, with 2 race wins in 2 races. He's had 3 Grand Prix wins in 4 races. Gamer has. He's been absolutely sensational, hasn't he? Really good stuff indeed there for Gamer. 23 turns in around this 3.4 mile circuit there. One of the newer tracks on the calendar, but also the latest track then. Well, this track will not be on the calendar next year, I foresee. Anyway, the drivers and the constructor standards look like this. It is Gamer who currently leads the championship, but he's already got a win advantage over Rentbo, who is second. A brilliant performance from Rentbo last weekend. I should say, is her first podium in her best position ever in ALR. Well done indeed there to Rentbo. Third position is Curly then. He had a great result also in Australia as well. Those 2 drivers are doing fantastic start to their silver campaigns. FIFA Beefy dropping down a position in 4th. Noob Tail, great performance in last time out. He got his first podium of the season there. He's 5th then. Baz dropping down 2 positions. Wilson, what a performance from Wilson there. He was struggling, wasn't he? But threw on the hard tires, and it was a brilliant strategy indeed. Serious Mushroom there also back to the promised lands as well. He's moved up to 8th then. Sean Hammers down in 9th position at the moment, but of course we hope that Sean Hammers is doing okay. 10th position is F1 at 2019, and he's gone up 5 positions as well. Really good stuff indeed. In the constructor standards, this is how it looks at the moment, and lovely sunshine here in Vietnam as well. Of course, we had a rain-affected race, didn't we, in gold last season? So I am expecting a bit of rain then, as I was clenching before getting into this one. In the constructor standards, Mercedes leads by 29 points then from Renault, who've moved up to 2nd. Then McLaren and Ferrari have dropped down 1 position each. Then Alfa Romeo have basically doubled their position, and they was 10th, now they're 5th after a great performance last time out. Then they are now 5th. And Red Bull, I should say, is in 6th position. And Haas has dropped down 1. AlphaTauri has dropped down 3 positions there. Williams has moved up from the bottom, and Racing Point still hasn't scored a point, unfortunately, in silver so far. Hopefully they can rectify that tonight. And of course, they're in the Joint Constructors Championship. This is how it is looking at the moment. It is this is after round 2, by the way, of so I haven't even added the scores up because I'm appalling at maths. But in the constructors, this is how it looks at. Renault are leading at the moment. They're 7 points in front of Mercedes, who is 2nd. Then third is Alfa Romeo, McLaren are 4th, and AlphaTauri is 5th, Racing Point 6th, Ferrari 7th. Very close between Ferrari and Williams have 1 point then. Williams is in 8th position on 18 points. Henry of Haas are on 15, and Red Bull is on at 14 points as well then. So that is the Joint Constructors as well. And we've got a car out on the circuit. It is a Haas car as well. I think that I've got all the way around the houses. It is Gordo. Whoa, goodness me, he flies past me and onto the circuit as well. The pit out here is very similar to Montreal in a way, isn't it? Because it bypasses turn 1 and goes straight on the exit of turn 2 then, of course, albeit it's very similar to Montreal indeed then. And you can see we've got a bit of heat haze there on the tarmac as well. It's a very lovely day out here in Hanoi as well. There's a Gordo there is As Doc would say off Back to the Future, then he doesn't need any roads, does he? So Gordo there is just having a bit of skipping a part of the track then, as this is his outlap at the moment. Becca saying evening, then first comment, let's go. Gamer saying evening everyone, we got Bailey first, we've got Wilson beat me. Hello, Gordo saying hello as well. Sloth evening Sloth. Becca saying Becca is saying that that Bailey is lying, and of course that is Curly Red then. Goodness me, I'm starting to learn your names. I'm very excited about that really, because I struggled to remember my own name after 31 years, and so yeah, that is a very impressive feat for me. It's only taken me 3 years or something like that, no, 3 seasons I should say, and it's taken me even longer in gold as well. Luckily, luckily some drivers do have their names on their gamer tag as well. Gordo there is not really leaving any time on the table, is he? He's very much straight from the get-go here, really pushing on, isn't he? In car 12, and we've got 3 car 12s on the grid. Of course, I think it's Curly, Gordo, and Ayrton all have number 12 on the card. So Gordo is starting us off now. Lovely yellow helmet there from Gordo, and I think that he's been one of the most impressive drivers since debuting in his silver career. I think when did he debut? Gordo I think debuted back in Azerbaijan season 2, halfway through last season, wasn't it? And I think he's gone from strength to strength, Gordo, as he's one of my most impressive drivers from the get-go right till now. Then good stuff indeed there from Gordo. First intermediate split time is done. Then I gotta say I do struggle with the quarter names around here. I get absolutely lost around here. Not only when I'm commentating, but when I'm driving as well. Luckily, when I'm commentating, I do the only people I do affect is you guys at home. When I'm in the actual race, and I do affect other drivers as well. Considering when I'm going the wrong way up this long straight, for example. Luckily, all these drivers are much more well, they are allowed on the track. I am certainly not allowed on the track. Then Gordo then braking. There's a big old braking point, isn't there? Down into first gear there for Gordo. A lot of the gold drivers is only dropping down to second there. That was a big old breaking point as well. I think that's where a lot of the action's going to come in the race. That is down there, and strategy, anything's up to play for in strategy, I think, then, because it was absolutely incredible last night. It really was indeed, wasn't it? And I've got to say, wasn't it? I've got to stop saying wasn't it, goodness me. Right then, let's go back to the comments as well then. Gordo saying I'm nervous for this one. As we've also got Geo Cookie, thumbs up, drink, thumbs up, ALR stream, thumbs up. What an evening then. Good stuff indeed there, Geo. I hope you enjoy the action as well. I certainly am then. Gordo comes across the line. He is fastest at this moment in time. The Red Bull has, of course, just started this lap as well. But I think it's F1 2019 who is going to be the second drivers across the line. We're on board with F1 2019. He has never won a race in silver, which I think is an absolutely astounding stat at the moment. And I'm wondering if he's going to be able to this season. He is currently fast at the moment. So Haas 1-2. That is quite a familiar sight from last season there, because Haas absolutely dominated silver last season, didn't they? Absolutely incredible stuff. From France onwards, they had 8 Grand Prix wins in a row, courtesy of the world champion German there of silver, and also of Liam as well. Both have been promoted into gold down. I think both of them do a very good job indeed. Then Ayrton has gone fastest in the AlphaTauri. He's a 10th for second in front of F1 2019. A lot of drivers are not looking forward to this one. No, I think that today they're not really giving it much secret, are they, about how they really don't like this track, do they? On board with Troye now, which I call him Troy, but I think that the drivers call him Troye, so I'm going to try and call him Troye from now on. Love the helmet, by the way, Troye. Absolutely sensational stuff indeed then. Out the final turn then. Let's see what he can do. He comes across the finish line. He has gone fast at the 33.991 then. Brilliant stuff indeed there from Troye. Right from the get-go, we've got a Ferrari coming across the line as well. It's a Poodle who's just finishes up, and this is second Grand Prix for Poodoo, but sorry, from Poodle. If I get his name right, which I doubt I will. Potato go in at second fastest at the moment. Excuse me. Goodness me. It's alright, I'm okay. I think it's because I had some tea, I had a bit of tea earlier on, but I've been an absolutely greedy pig tonight. I've had a whole bag of Haribo and everything, so absolutely disgraceful scenes from me here in me old flat at the moment. Wilson, there's nothing disgraceful about his time at the moment, and good stuff then. 34.8 so far for the Red Bull driver. Love the helmet as well there from Wilson. If you heard me last night, I did actually I've actually moved my camera back slightly because I just want to see all the drivers' helmets. I do love a good helmet. Really it does get me quite excited seeing a lovely helmet. On board then with the man who's been very exciting, hasn't he, since Brazil of last season. I think that this man has changed identity, hasn't he? I think he's like put the stick in there. Gamer has been absolutely mega, hasn't he? From the last 4 races, he's been brilliant, hasn't he, Gamer? Since the Brazilian Grand Prix of last season, he's really turned up a notch then, hasn't he? And you do see this quite a lot in Form 1. He's 6th fast at the moment, Gamer. He's hoping Diashi's left for session. He needs to get back in at pronto with only 10 minutes to go. So, Diashi's going to have to get himself a bit of a move on if he wants to qualify in this event. But then, of course, her first podium last time out, she finished 2nd in Bahrain. And can she equal that, or maybe go one better and get her first ever Grand Prix win? She's coming down the back straight. Let me carry on with the comments then as we're on board the Renault driver. We've got Ayrton, hello Sean, I love you too, Ayrton. We got Gunnar saying good luck, Silver. We got, oh goodness me, Gordo has just said it is rain at the end then. Oh gosh, sir, is that in the race or is that in qualifying? Well, either way, I'm on tenterhooks now then. I love a bit of rain. And Red Bull then is just coming into the final sector as well. This final sector, I gotta say, it's a lot of twists and turns, and I think I said it was resembled Valencia. Troy is in the pits there. He's retired from the session and he's quite happy there. That's Rempo's teammate, and Troy in some of the times that we've seen for this event is looking pretty stellar at the moment. Here comes Rempo through the final turn then, and she does a 35 at the moment, and that is in the lower ends of the classification at the moment then. What about Sirius Mushroom then? Of course, Mushroom, did he make a mistake in Bahrain by pitting under that VSC? He did mention after the race that he thought it was a full safety car, and that might have been the reason why he came in the pits then. I feel if I wonder if he had that moment again, then he probably wouldn't have come in the pits. I would assume anyway. Here's Steve then as well. I think Steve was cruelly robbed last time we was racing, because I think Steve would have been he didn't get to take part in qualifying 3, and he was on a bit of the back burner, wasn't he? But Steve had a lot of pace in his car last time out. He's on board the Red Bull driver now, then he's just threading the eye of the needle into the final part of the course. Well, I said that this was very, very reminiscent of Valencia. I don't know why, it just feels like Valencia with the barriers close in there, open skies above us as well, and I think there's isn't there a sea side over to the left hand side, to the right hand side of us? Probably. I don't really know, to be fair, then I don't know my geography at all, even though I did get a C in geography. Well, Steve just underlines his pace, doesn't he? He's never won a race in silver, and I don't think Steve has ever been on the podium in silver or bronze either. I think he was on the podium in gold once upon a time. I think we also had Roscoe just coming across the line. Both Williamses are 11th and 12th for the moment. Don't think they're going to be too pleased about that. Bradfield then in the McLaren as well. Look at this, and lovely stuff indeed there from Bradfield. How is he going to do then? He's ran out of hers, and that is the electric recovery system. He comes across the line, and Bradfield goes full fast, and good stuff indeed there from Bradfield. I'm liking this. I got to say, the form book is a little turned on its head in this Vietnam race. The likes of Sirius Mushroom, Gamer and Renpo seem to be floundering in the midfield at the moment, whilst we got Troy Steve right to the thick end of it as well, and same with Baz as well. Lovely stuff from Bradfield. Of course, I feel that Bradfield is another driver that's been robbed there, and probably should have got a lot more points than what he has got at the moment then. Curly Red then were on board. Then Curly had a bit of a difficult time in Bahrain. He had a great start though to his season at 3 campaign in silver. He has gone 15th fast at the moment. Curly has he did say to me just before they started this event that he don't expect anything too much from me, but we always expect quite a lot from Curly after his mega performance in Australia. And not only that though, I think his times in testing have been pretty good as well. Here is the first ever world champion of ALR. It's Nigel. Unfortunately missed that last week, didn't he? Nigel did, but he's back in action in the Ferrari car 36. He's loving it, I think. He's more at home in silver this season, and he had a very difficult spell in last season, didn't he? But Nigel's currently in the midfield. He's 7th fastest at this moment in time. Search Merchant there is a second down as well. Then Roscoe is also cruising back to the pits. Curly is also down as well. Curly's in the drop zone at the moment, as is Smithy Almighty, D Ashley, and Billet. Then as we're on board of Billet, of course this is going to be his 4th race in a row for ALR. And goodness me, he's been a very busy bee, hasn't he? Billet has. I've enjoyed his racing though. I think it's been impressive. But as I said, D Ashley using a naughty word in the Oda comments there, but I'm not going to repeat it. Gamer said dry rain in the race. Said, oh goodness me, it's a dry start, wet at the end. Oh, I'm loving it. D Ashley saying it's heavy rain. Then I don't think he means the game either. I've lent on my controller. I apologise, guys. I gotta say it's because of my big waistline. I can't even blame lockdown. Unfortunately, I think it's just the big old belly now. My cable even gets stuck under there as well. But so just keep an eye on what Billet can do. Then we got Wilson saying dry start, then wet after 20 minutes. Becca saying rain, bugger off then. Right, it was nice knowing you all. Billet saying hi, rain dance is a success. Dan Murphy then, of course, I think Billet wanted a bit of rain, didn't he? So he's going to be very happy with that then, as they were doing rain dance, I think, in the Discord today, weren't they? From what I can tell anyway. I've got to say, I'm not very good at the old Discord. I get very confused indeed. All I know is I had to put emojis in there. That's my contribution to life in the driver's chat, to be honest. I also like to think of myself as a bit of a meme queen as well. I do love a good old meme or three. Just watching Billet as well. And of course, Billet has got is not concerned about memes at the moment, is he? Hawley is concerned about that back end is not looking too stable there on Billet's car in the Alfa Romeo. Final across the finish line. He is out 14th position. That's a very good attempt there from Billet. He is not in the drop zone at the moment. Who is in the drop zone with 4 minutes to go is we got oh goodness me, then that's a bit too much there, a bit drifty there from a Billet. The back, we found that on the final part. He's reversed into the barrier there, but luckily you don't get any rear end damage. That Mercedes, so it's not going to appreciate that. Smithy Almighty is well, it looks like he's doing a second lap on these tires. Then we've also got Pool Do, who's also out on circuit as well. He's 2/10 of a second up on his personal best at the moment. He's 6/10 behind Roscoe at the moment. Steve is back in the pits and he is happy with his time, and why shouldn't he be? He's in the 34th end, but it's Troy, who is currently in the 33s. The only driver in the 33s at the moment. He's really laying down the gauntlet, isn't he? In the drop zone, then we have Curly, we have Pool Do as well, with Smithy Almighty and D Ashley. D Ashley on a very difficult start to life in silver this season, isn't he? But I think that as soon as D Ashley finds his tyres, I think he'll be very, very promising indeed. Unfortunately, no. I think we've got no RDW again. Unfortunately, look at that. Then that's a much better time now for Paul Do, but he is still not in the qualifying 2 yet. He's 4/10 of a second down at this moment. And Smithy Almighty is 7/10 down in the Mercedes at this moment. So here's D Ashley. Then 3 minutes to go. Then he has left it very late, hasn't he? D Ashley is the only racing point Racing Point driver in the session as well. Then some Racing Point on a bit of a nightmare start in silver. I gotta say, Racing Point have not got a very good record in silver, or bronze as well. I keep getting bronze and silver kind of like mixed up because we kind of mashed them together this season, haven't we? Yeah, I think that Racing Point doesn't have a very good record in bronze, I should say, rather than silver. Anyway, back to the comments then. We got Gordo saying that was all done. That was Nigel saying good to be back. Great to see you back indeed there. Great to see you back there, Nigel. Good stuff. Gordo saying, Gio just saying Gordo just being Gordo currently. We've got Serious Merchant saying evening. All this is going to get tricky then. Gio saying evening mushroom. So we're just keeping an eye on Smithy at the moment. Now he's 3/10 of a second down as well, so we're going to stick to Diashi for the minute as well. So just watching now. And just taking a look as just accelerating out then Smithfield Mighty then is coming down the second back straight. I love this shot, by the way. It's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? As we're now gone back to Diashi as well. Back out the garage is Curly Red. He didn't really want that, did he? He wanted to have got through on one set of soft tyres. I would assume that those are new soft tyres as well. So he's used 2 sets now in this qualifying 1. That is not good at all for Curly. So he's going to have 1 less set of soft tyres to play with in qualifying 2 and qualifying free if he gets there, but he looks in a bit, he's struggling at the moment there, Curly is there. Diashi that's a better performance there from Diashi. He is out of the drop zone at the moment, and Baz has retired from the session as well. We've got Rempo going out there having a second bite of the cherry. Then we've also got Serious Mushroom also going down the very kinky straight, the back straight. This is where we're expecting a lot of the overtaking manoeuvres to happen. We've got Mercedes, but Smithy D just finishing off as well. Roscoe is coming on the pits now. He has left it very late. Have I desunk, or is Roscoe left it too late then? Roscoe might be out qualifying, and is he going to get to the end of the lap? I don't think he is personally, but I got to say I do speak a lot of rubbish in these streams anyway, so that might be a full storm then. Smithy Almighty is 6/10 second down there. I think he's got one more shot now, hasn't he? Let's hope he's listening to a bit of JLS then, otherwise he might be out of this qualifying session. Car 9 is the Mercedes, and he's got a lot of time to make up as well. His target time is a 35.8. He's on a 37.8. He's got 2 seconds to make up in the Mercedes, and that Mercedes is looking very good at all. Serious Mushroom's looking pretty impressive though. Half a second there in improvement, and I just had a quick look. Gamers retired from the session as F1 at 2019, yeah, but they're all in the pits. I got a bit worried then. I thought there was a collision as they both retired simultaneously. Curly then is really needs to get on with it now, doesn't he? He is currently 18th at the moment. The checker flag is about to fall. I think Roscoe is down at the bottom end of the track. I think that's it for Roscoe. He is out of qualifying. A huge blow then for the Williams driver. What about Curly? He is staring into the abyss then. Pouldu is finished as well, and Curly comes across the line, and Curly's 9/10 of a second quicker, but he is currently out. But I think he's still got one more run, hasn't he? But I think he's backed off. Curly is out of qualifying, and that is a huge shock as well for the man who was second in Australia. He's out from the first time of asking. And Smithy Almighty is also going to be out of qualifying as well. By the looks of things, and that back end is not a very happy bunny at all. Roscoe is carrying on by the looks of it, so I think I have desunk then, which is standard stuff really. So yep, don't ignore me. The Roscoe has got through. Absolutely beautiful stuff indeed then. But Rempo saying I'm in big trouble. Aha. Well, currently she's 13th. I don't think Rempo should be too concerned next. I think she might be able to get through on that time as well. Gordo's saying he's also in a bit of trouble as well. He's invalidated, but he's in 12th position. I think that Rempo and Gordo should be safe. Do not take my word for it. Curly, I think, is out of qualifying. I think, what about Smithy Almighty? He's done 5 laps on those soft tyres, and those soft tyres are not going to give almighty miles of grip, is he? Here comes Billet, who looks like he's into qualifying too at the moment. Good stuff indeed there from Billet there. Since he's getting more and more race time underneath his belt, I think he has been very impressive indeed then. The last 4 races in ALR, he's been absolutely mega stuff indeed then. So yep, I'm flying my Billet fan club flag again then. Good stuff indeed there from the first ever Hungarian driver in ALR. Lovely stuff indeed there from Car 28 then. Of course, 28 is quite a famous number for the Italian team, but of course even though Alfa Romeo is actually a Swiss team, which is the Sauber, isn't it? It was basically got an Alfa Romeo skin, but it's the Sauber team underneath, isn't it? And my word then, Billet there is giving him all kinds of welly through there, but I think that the car just couldn't hack the grip there, and Roscoe's invalidated this time, and I think that's Roscoe also out of qualifying. Curly's out of qualifying. He's going to start 18th on the grid. Smithy Almighty is out. He's 19th on the grid. Roscoe is going to be 17th on the grid. He's damaged the end plates as well. Pouldu is also out. Wow. And there's a lot of big names in that drop zone. Curly Red, I think, is the biggest shock of them all so far, and that is very disappointing indeed then for the man who was on the podium in Australia. And here's the McLaren team are wheeling him back in there, and that's a big disappointment there from Curly. We did hear he was struggling, but goodness me, I wasn't expecting him to be struggling that much there. He only got 2 time laps in as well. What below there from Curly, out of qualifying. Smithy D is also out of qualifying as well. Just taking a look at Roscoe in the Williams side. The Williams side just putting him on the dolly wheels. Roscoe also out of qualifying as well, unfortunately then. So unfortunately there looks like there's been some tears then to start off this qualifying session, but we do have rain in the race then. How is that going to as Lance Stroll just popped into the session? Hello Lance. I wonder how that's going to affect the strategies for qualifying too. Is anyone going to put on the medium tyres? Or a lovely shot here from inside the garage. Look at all those computer screens on the wall then. It's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? You got to say, the Formula 1 then is very much a technical world these days, isn't it? It's incredible technology, what they do there. All of these guys are trying to find inches and centimetres of tarmac or track there. That is what they, that's what they're living for at the moment out there. And the whole grid separated there by 3.8 seconds, 2.2 seconds there from Curly down to first. But unfortunately, 2.2 seconds does sound like a lot. But in Formula 1 terms, it is quite a big gap there. But it's so impressive, actually. It's quite a long track. I think it's 3.4 miles. Out of qualifying, Smithy Almighty, 19th. And Curly down in 18th. Shocking there from Curly. Roscoe in 17th. He'd be disappointed as well. And Poole, I think, on his second race here in ALR, I think he'd be very happy with that. He's in 16th finish there. As we go into qualifying two, as we go into qualifying two. Diaz saying this track is an absolute nightmare. As a gamer saying it's like doing Tokyo Drift in Sector 3. Then as Red Bull saying, oh, it's disgusting there. Adrian saying Poole almost in Q2 for a second qualifying ever. Hats off to him. Brilliant stuff there. Serious Mushroom there raced in Serious Mushroom there raced last night in Bari. We've also got Gordo saying that don't forget to turn 2. It's quite close there. Gamer saying how fast is Troy? Is very fast indeed. Then we've got Broke Grill as well. Evening Sean, how was your weekend? It was very good. The only problem with my weekend, my good man, was that unfortunately it ended. Out of the pits now. I hope your weekend was good. Out of the I hope your weekend was good as well. Broke Grill. Out of the pits now comes Gordo. That was the third time of asking there. As I just start to waffle on and forget that I'm also trying to have a conversation as well. We're on board. Gordo then is went so first again. Then out of the pits. He's on the medium tyres, and for qualifying 2, if you get into qualifying 3, you must start on the tyres which you set your fastest time on. I know a lot of the viewers that are watching now definitely know this rule by now, and I gotta say, I always say it in qualifying 2, but we do have new viewers kind of all the time. I like to think all the time, but sometimes if anyone who's just popping in and wondering what's occurring, then that's kind of what's occurring in this qualifying 2 format. We're just we're trying to whittle down another 5 drivers. Then anyone who's 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th or 15th will be out of qualifying 2. That is our grid position for the race. Then this is all we're doing at the moment. We're just lining up the grid then 2 by 2 by 2, like Noah's Ark, really, isn't it? But of course the only way to do that is by having a qualifying session. Well, you could do everything as well, but the way that Formula 1 does it at the moment, the way ALR does it at the moment, is by having free qualifying sessions, and that's exactly what we're doing right now then. So we're in qualifying 2, the main event in the race there. That is the beauty about League Race, that's the beauty about ALR as well. The main event of the race, of course, is it's straight out of qualifying as well, not the real world of Formula 1 where you have to wait a whole day, albeit we do get to see Formula 2 straight after, don't we? Which I gotta say, it's brilliant to watch in Formula 2, I gotta say, absolutely fantastic. Albeit I don't think Formula 2 is going to be following Formula 1 this season, are they? I think the women's, the W Series, the women's series, which is actually great to see, isn't it? The women's series as well. I gotta say, I get very confused about the old rules there, because I think they swap cars, don't they, and all that kind of stuff, which is good, which is very good, because that just shows you kind of got to like respect the car and look after it, as of course Dan was talking about the W Series a couple of nights ago. Yeah, very interesting stuff indeed there, and yeah, so I think it's definitely worth a watch. Well, also Formula E is also on this weekend as well, so I have got my weekend definitely very much sorted there. Unfortunately it's only Monday, but fortunately what happens on Mondays, it is silver, isn't it? And that's what we're doing right now. Gordo then is just coming out of the very long left-hander there. He was drifting in the middle of the track there. He wants to stay away from the walls there, because I think the closer you get to the walls, doesn't it upset the aerodynamics or something? I'm not really an aerodynamicist. I can't even say I'm smart really, because some of the technology in Formula 1 is absolutely astounding, isn't it? And it kind of goes back to the old argument of where Formula 1's a sport, a technological sport and entertainment, or is it going to be road relevant and all that kind of jazz. I love it to have all 3 elements, but I think it's very difficult at this moment in time, isn't it? with it needs to be roadworthy as well, doesn't it? And also, if you want entertainment, you know what I would do? I'll just say throw in there a V10, of course, or a V8. That would do me. But of course, that's not very roadworthy anymore, is it? Especially with the world there wants to go green, doesn't it? Of course, it should be going green as well, because that's just the future, I would say, isn't it? Here comes Gordo. He might be the future of ALR in a couple of seasons' time then, but at the moment he is on a 36.7 there in the Haas. I think that he might be sweating a bit there, because I don't think that's going to be enough to get him into qualifying free on his first effort, but that is only the medium tires there. New Patel doing his usual stick here of throwing a set of soft tires on, and I think that that's usually a banker, really, isn't it? To see what those soft tires are like, ready for qualifying free. New Patel has been on pole position a couple of times actually in ALR Silver. I think he's been on pole position 5 times, not very much mistaken there for the former bronze world champion. Yes, he has been on pole position 5 times there, New Patel has, yeah, so he definitely knows what he's doing, doesn't he, in the world of ALR. On board with Gamer then, of course. Gamer definitely knows what he's doing at the moment, and he is the man on form. He is the man that these guys have really got to topple, don't they? Sam is saying, evening, ladies and gents. Good evening, Sam. I hope you're having a lovely day then. Gamer has now gone fast, as I said, and Gamer finally put in, well, I say finally, we've only had one session really, an 18-minute session there, but Gamer there really throwing the gauntlet down. He's done a 35.8 and that's almost 9/10 a second in front of Gordo at the moment. And we've got a racing point just about to finish this lap then. We've only got one racing point in this race then, which is Diashi. So let's go on board Diashi then, and of course I do love Diashi's helmet. I think that's one of my favourite helmets of the grid there. It's very much a Sebastian Vettel-like helmet. Just watching at the Red Bull then, but I think we should be watching the other one. We are now watching the other one. It is Steve with the beautiful purple helmet there. Oh, look at that back end there, wagging its tail there, the Red Bull is. Oh, the final turn then, turn 23, there's 23 turns around the course then, as Steve goes a 10th of a second slower than Gamer at the moment, so I think that it's going to be battle on, I would say. I'm loving this, absolutely great stuff indeed then. What about Troy then? Troy is currently just finished off his outlap on board then with Red Bull, with the Red Bull driver. Wilson is just coming through to finish off his lap as well. I was just taking a look there. A lot of drivers abandoning their laps and carrying the pits. I wonder if they're feeling that the medium tyres are just not sticking to the ground as much there. And Wilson is a whisker in front. How close is that? It's a whisker. 100th of a second separates F1 2019 and Wilson at the moment. I've got to say, it's very nip and tuck, isn't it? Lovely. Here comes the Ashley there, coming down the far part of the course as well. And it's a very long straight, isn't it? On board then with the Sebastian Vettel-esque theme helmet there. That's what I love it. It's brilliant, isn't it? I love that helmet. It's definitely one of my favourites. And in car 21 then, Diashi, as we already mentioned there in qualifying one, and he's had a bit of a difficult spell to start off his silver career, but he really grew into the Bronze League last season, didn't he? And I'm expecting him to do the same again this season. Diashi is a very quick learner, isn't he? He may not have the sheer speed straight away, but the more he gets used to the car, the more he gets one with the car, he definitely gets on it, doesn't he? He's very much a Nicky Lauda-esque kind of driver, isn't he? He's he's a worker, isn't he? He's a workhorse and really gets the car to put through its pace as well. He's done, he's in 6th position at the moment now, 37.0. Good stuff. And Ayrton there is just started his lap then in the Alpha Tower. He got Cyrus Merchant there just starting on his lap then. Troy, and we got Rembo down the back. So we're going to keep an eye on what Troy is doing then, because he's coming through the very flowing fast party, and as Gordo saying, my lap was absolutely dreadful. Equal saying, Gamers doing us proud then. Joint constructors said, that's what I love about the joint constructors, by the way, is it was a brainchild of Dan there. I'm saying that because hopefully he will buy me a Fredo. Troy coming out of the final turn, he goes fast as hell. He's on the soft tyres though, as I don't want to put a damper on things, because that's still a mega lap from Troy. He is looking very good around here, isn't he, Troy? Is goodness me, very impressive indeed. I think he's got a pole position in bronze. He's not got a pole position in silver, has he? Or am I speaking absolute nonsense there, which I probably am. I am usually speaking absolute nonsense. He doesn't have a pole position in silver, but he does have a pole position in bronze. Rembo looking a bit wide there out of turn at 22. Well, the final turn then is that, well, no, I'm speaking absolute rubbish once again. Rembo goes second fastest then, but well, that's quickly eclipsed there by Cyrus Merchant, who's now second fastest then. Troy is kind of in a different postcode at the moment, isn't he? Goodness me then. Look at that, he's almost 2 seconds quicker, but he is on the soft tyres. I was, when I was at Earwigging last night there, and just hearing about what the drivers were talking about after the after that very brutal mental race that they were all taking part in. And they were saying about, Emerson was saying, of course, he is the world champion, isn't he? He's the measuring stick of all of ALR at this moment in time. He was saying about how crucial it is to be on the fresher tyres, isn't it? And of course, there he did drop down to 4th in the opening stint last night there, but he didn't panic, did he? He just picked his way back through the field there, and he knew it was all about the strategy as well. And of course, he even pitted an extra time there, just had a nice buffer then. Ayrton is 9th fastest at the moment now. Just seen McLaren pop through as well. It was Bradfield in 8th position, and good stuff indeed then. We've got New Patel then, who's having another bite of chair as well, but just take a look at his teammate Billet, who is unfortunately, I think, bit a part of his car off. He has indeed then. He has come to, he's had an argument with the wall by the looks of it, but he's carrying on then with 6 minutes to go. I'm wondering if it would have been worth coming in the pits there and throwing on a new nose cone in that Alfa Romeo, and I thought he was going into the wall then. And he crosses the line, but he's invalidated this time as well. So Billet there might be ruining that. On board with bars at the moment. Apologies. It's good. To be fair, I came on quite early tonight then, so I had a lot of time now to just, have me tea there and really settle down and feeding time with the zoo kind of thing when I start to eat. But unfortunately, my Achilles heel is I do love a bit of fizzy popping, whether that's Pepsi, Coke, or anything. I gotta say, I'm becoming a bit of a tango man at the moment. I absolutely love it. Brilliant stuff did that. Mainly because in my local Tesco's at the moment, and they're not selling any Pepsi, which is absolutely disgraceful. I'm going to be writing in a very strongly worded letter. Here comes Baz. Let's see what he can do. He's 10th at the moment on the medium tyres. He's got 5 minutes to go though, so I'm wondering if Baz is going to see what he can do on the medium tyres, and I reckon he's going to come to the pits there and throw on a set of soft set. 20 minutes into the race, and Nigel is currently on the outside looking in at the moment, then, so Nigel's going to have to throw on a set of soft tyres as well. So who do you think is safe then at this period of the session so far? Well, no prize and guesses who I think is safe and probably park it and go and do whatever he wants in the back. That is Troy, eh? He is almost 2 seconds in front of the second place car at the moment, which is Serious Mushroom, and that is pretty impressive indeed. Then Bradfield's second time on those medium tyres there, he's propelled himself up into third. Good stuff indeed. Then Red Bull is happy with her lap, then she is retired from the session now. She is in the pits, and so I think 5th and upwards, and might be feeling a bit safe, I would say. Maybe I think that is very tight though, I must say. Look at this then. Is a 35.7, a 35.8 for Gamer, 35.9 there for Steve, a 36 flat for Wilson and F1, and a 36.3 then for Ayrton. There's a bit of a gap there between F1 2019 and Ayrton, so there's a couple of drivers that could sneak in there, but I would say that the soft tyres is probably going to, the Delta, this is a finger in the air kind of guess, and so it might be absolute rubbish, but I'll say that the Delta between the softs and the mediums is usually about half a second, maybe a bit more around here. So I don't think any of the drivers can really feel too safe, apart from probably the top 2 or 3, I would say. Troy is also retired from the session as well then. And just taking a quick look then, Sam saying, looked a bit slightly, Gordo, mediums don't look good here. Gordo saying, nah, they're horrible. Exit at turn 3, almost spun in the final sector. He was wide as well. Equals saying, go on, Mushroom, what a lap then. Get yourselves on softs and send it. Sam, of course, Sam, a former ALR driver as well, is, of course, he made his debut in the Monaco Grand Prix, didn't he, for the McLaren team back in season 2. Unfortunately, he damaged his wheel, didn't he, at the start of last season, and he hasn't come back to ALR in a full-time capacity just yet then, but hopefully we'll see him back on that circuit in a not too distant future. Talking to Gordo, here he is now then, on board of him going through sector 3. This is where he's had major issues, wasn't he, on the medium compound tyre. He is now on the soft tyres. He's got 1.3 second advantage over his previous best. That's his personal best. That's not the all-time fastest lap around here, which is set by Troy at the moment of a 33.7 out of turn 23 then. What can Gordo do then? Kissing the exit there, and that's a better time, isn't it, from Gordo? And I think that is park it, put your slippers on, you are done, son. A brilliant time now from Gordo. He is through into qualifying at 3. If I was a betting man, I would definitely put money on Gordo, but of course that's after the event has happened, because otherwise I would I'm really pretty poor at the old betting monarchy. Quick, do I go or now then? Went with soft tire, went with softer allocation tire. It's over there. So that is why Troy 8 is on the soft tire. So he's gone for the allocation of softer tire. However, Troy 8, I would say that I did that mistake in a race I did last week. I think I went with the softer allocation because I was talking absolute rubbish there in the old lobby there, which is standard stuff for me. But when it rained there, it's really helped me. I think it's at the Chinese Grand Prix, so maybe it ain't all over yet, Troy. But I gotta say, that is pretty impressive times up there, and of course it is the golden rule in Formula 1, whether it's in mixed conditions or not, you have to be on the right tyres at the right time, don't you? Whether that is wet or dry, then Emerson already alluded to it last night. So yes, that is definitely something very much they got to put in their back of their minds. They're on board with Nigel then. He is in the Ferrari then. We've got Jake Wilson there just feathering over to the left-hand side there, because I think Nigel would have wanted to be on that part of the circuit. It's very difficult to get the way down this part there. Nigel getting very close to the wall then. I got to say, I was getting very clenchy, around the back end of me. Goodness me. But Nigel there, I got to say, he's fearless, isn't he? As he's on board the Friday. Of course, that is a signature helmet as well. I do love when the drivers keep their helmet designs more or less the same colour. Nigel, I think almost since the get-go, has had the green, black, and yellow helmet colours. Absolutely great stuff indeed there from Nigel. And he were on board with him. Now, Steve! Oh no! Steve's got some issue there. He's Ayrton. It's a legal block in there. And Steve's got a 5-place grid penalty. Oh goodness me there. Steve's had some rotten luck in ALR Silver this season, and once again then he's had some luck there, as I think that he has been deemed to block Ayrton, as Nigel has gone third fastest there. So Steve's got a 5-place grid penalty. Wherever he qualifies, he is going to be down 5 places then. Oh dear then. I got to say now, softs are good, and let's not worry then. As Serious Mushroom is out of time there. New Potato has retired from the session then. I got to say, New Potato and Becca are going to be a bit concerned, I would say, at this stage of proceedings. And Wilson is 10th fastest at the moment then. F1 2019, they're flying there through 21 there. As here he is then. The final couple of turns then. He is not too far from F1 2019. Is over the line then. Serious Mushroom has retired from the session now. He's 4th at the moment now. F1 2019 is now 4th. 1.5 seconds quicker at this stage of proceedings then, and I think everyone's on the same part of the track then. Diashi comes into the pits then, and I think he didn't have a go on the soft tyres, did he? Ayrton there is a 10th of a second up in the first sector. Wilson also on the medium tyre as well. Ayrton's also stuck to the mediums there. Steve is cruising back to the pits then. Gamer has had to go out onto the soft tyres. The man who has been absolutely peerless in this opening stint of this championship is back out on the soft tyres. He wasn't feeling too safe at all, and why would he? Because look at it, where he is then. Where is the championship leader? He is down in 10th position at the moment. That is not good. Here's Wilson then, and you can see has to straight line as much as possible through this final sector. Oh, he's kissed the inside wall. That's going to hurt him a bit of time. They're not as badly as what the suspensions are going to be feeling it, but they do build them quite strong in the old Milton Keynes region, don't they? Now into the final turn 23 then. Let's see what Wilson can do then. He is not improved. He's 4,000 a second up, but that is it. Steve is coming back into the pits, I would say. Gamer could potentially abandon his lap then, but let's see then. We got I think that's a Ferrari of Nigel. Is he going through again there? I think he is actually. Is he? Yeah, he is indeed then. Interesting stuff there for Nigel. Yes, he has gone around again then. Gamer has abandoned his lap then, so he thinks he's through then. And hats off to Billet, who is through into qualifying 3 there. An absolutely stupendous effort there from Billet there. Once again, he is really showing some incredible promise in this ALR League malarkey thing, isn't he? He's doing a great job at the moment. And Billet there through into qualifying 3 then. That's my star qualifying at the moment, which means nothing to Billet, I don't think at all, but that's very impressive time indeed there from Billet. He is through into qualifying 3. Brilliant stuff like that. It's the first time in his career of ALR. Hats off to him. I think that the most unluckiest driver at the moment is this man here, Steve. Unfortunately, getting a 5-place grid penalty, so he's going to be starting 16th on the grid, and that is a huge blow for Steve. Once again, then he got robbed of a qualifying 3 attempt last time out because of I think he had a connection issue, and then here tonight he's got a 5-place grid penalty. Ayrton was behind him, but whether Ayrton was the cause of that, I do not know. Of course, I don't think Steve was illegally blocked. Now, I don't think both of them were on a quick lap either, but that is not good. good at all, is it? Gamer saying that was a close one. Wilson saying don't know why he can't give us 2 sets of mediums. It's not very good then. Gore saying I know, get it sorted, Cody's. I said it last night. I said something similar last night. It's a shame you can't have the hard tyres for qualifying too, because you can't use that at all, I don't believe, unless you I don't think you can even use it if you get on to the harder, if you go to the soft allocation, the harder allocation tyres. Out qualifying Diashi, Baz, Ayrton, Jake Wilson and Steve will be dropping down 5 positions as well for deemed to be illegally blocking then. Adrian asking, why does Steve have a 5-place grid penalty? I think he was deemed to be illegally blocking there, my good man, where I think it was Ayrton directly behind him. I apologise if it's not then. I seem to throw Ayrton under the bus quite a lot, don't I? I think I did it last season as well, where I blamed Ayrton. But I think maybe Ayrton was in the wrong place at the wrong time, perhaps. But yeah, Steve got a 5-place grid penalty for illegally blocking, but which I don't think he was, because I think both of them was on an outlap, if I'm not very much mistaken. So that is a big blow indeed for Steve, and he'll be 16th on the grid then. Gorda saying I love to have hards in quali as well. Yeah, it would be a nice option to have, wouldn't it? It's a shame that you can't really. So yeah, Cody's there from Wilson and Gordo. Get that sorted then. Yes, get it sorted indeed then. And talking to Gordo then, once again, 3rd time's the charm. He's out there straight from the get-go in the Haas then. In car 12 as he flies past me. Of course, I did mention we have 3 number 12s in the ALR World of Silver, and we've lost 1-12 every qualifying session. We lost Curly in qualifying, 1 Ayrton in qualifying 2, and Gordo is now appearing in at qualifying 3. Everyone is out on circuit at the moment. Well, half the grid is out on circuit at the moment there, as Gordo there is just finding some new ways of getting across the track there. And I apologise, it's the other half that is out first, not Gordo. So Gordo almost got 3 in a row, but that is not going to be the case then, is it? Here is F1 2019 and coming down the back straight as well then. F1 2019, I think he's had a bit of a he's had a good start, hasn't he, to life in ALR Silver this season. Of course, he returned it towards the end last season. He did a couple of races in bronze as well, as he was a part of the I think Alfa Romeo drafted him in the final stage of bronze season 1 there to partner up with New Potato and really helped Alfa Romeo to their first ever Constructors World Championship in bronze. It was a fantastic achievement there. F1 2019 there. Really impressive indeed there, and it's great to see him back on the full grid there. And I'd like to see what F1 2019 could do in a full season of silver. He's kind of had a stop-start season, stop-start career in ALR. I'm really, because this man has got a huge amount of potential, hasn't he? He really has indeed there. And of course, Knowlesy was a main factor of bringing him back in, wasn't he? Because when F1 2019 was available, Knowlesy there was straight from the get-go was telling us to telling the admin silver to get him in the car, because this man can be a potential world champion, and I have no doubt about that whatsoever then. But at the same first time, I don't need to use all my tyres to go to qualifying 3. That's an absolutely good effort there, Bullet, and really impressive stuff indeed. And this is your best performance in ALR thus far. And so hats off to you. And yes, you are my star qualifying thus far, and I think you will be my star qualifying at the end of this as well. That does depend on what happens over in the next 10 minutes or so. We do have Gamer going for 3 pole positions in a row. That didn't happen last season. I think Gurman could have potentially had it, but it was Murphy that stole it off him, didn't he, in this race last season. Of course, no Gurman or Murphy this season, but Gamer would love to get on pole position for the final ever race in the ALR here in Vietnam. For the time being, I keep saying, because you never know what can happen in Formula 1, but I hazard a guess then that we may not have a race in Vietnam for a long time to come then. Now F1 2019 is now in the very twisty part of the final sector as well then, and this is where you want to go as straight as possible without hitting the walls then, which does sound quite simple, doesn't it? But it really isn't, is it? Especially when you carry so much when you carry so much speed. Then you've also probably got not as much downforce as you would like for this final sector, because you don't need as much downforce there for the for opening a couple of sectors, do you? F1 2019 has gone fast as at the moment now. His teammate Gordo coming across the line in the background. background has gone second fastest, a couple of tenths behind his teammate at the moment. Then we got New Patel then out of the final turn, and can Patel add to his pole position. He's got 5 so far. Can he get the 6th one here tonight? He is second fastest because Gamer's gone pole position now on a 34-4 there. Good stuff. And Bradfield there is snuck into second position at the moment. We do know that Troye could go a lot quicker than that though, doesn't he? Because he's already got into the 33s. Here comes Serious Mushroom there. Mushroom is on pole position there. He's a whisker outside the 33s. That's a good time then to start us off. Troye's had a problem there. He's back in the pits there. The manager, the 33 in qualifying 2, is currently on his back foot now, isn't he? And so is his teammate Rempo. Oh dear then. So the Breno's having a pretty difficult start then to life in qualifying 3 at the moment. So it is Serious Mushroom then going for potentially his first pole position of his career in ALR. Gamers alongside him. He wants to get 3 pole positions in a row. Bradfield in 3rd position. A good qualifying from Bradfield. Can he get it all strung together though? He seems to have good qualifyings but not very good races, or vice versa. Potato in 4th position. F1 2019 is 5th. Gordo is in 6th. And 6 cars have set time so far in qualifying 3. Just over half the session left to play for. Diash saying I should have tried a lap on softs. I think you should have as well, Diashi, because I think that there was definitely an open goal there, Diashi, to maybe sneak into qualifying 3. And sometimes track position might be king, really. Yeah, you do want the best tires for the strategy, but sometimes not being in that carbon fibre zone may help you. Here comes Nigel out of the final turn then. Oh, look at that then. That's a bit of welly there from Nigel. He goes 6th fastest in the Ferrari. He's on a 34.5 there, 2 tenths a second away, but he's the meat in the Haas sandwich at the moment. Rembo's going for a second bite of cherry, then she's coming down the back straight then. Equals saying that Mushroom is on fire. Keep it up then. My lap was on U set, so that would give me confidence then. So Gordo was on U set of soft tires, so he hasn't got a brand new spanking pair of soft tires to come then. So keep an eye on Gordo. He is about 4 tenths of a second away from Nigel then. I thought Rempo was going into the wall. She has gone into the wall. She's damaged the end plate on that Renault. It was just a slightest of touches there, wasn't it? But it was enough to damage her. That is how much energy is going into the car. So that's how quick they are. I wonder if Rempo's going to abandon her lap. No, she ain't. She's keeping going, but she'll have an awful amount of understeer in that final sector. On board then with the driver who's second. And the driver standing there. Now I think she's done a good proper job on that wing now then. I've got to say, a new fashion sense there on the Renault car then. I've got to say, I think all front wings should be like that personally, but that's just my opinion. There's Adrian saying that I've got pretty good pace on my rain setup then. Gordo saying I'm on a dry setup then. Equal saying nice, good luck Gordo. Yeah, so I think that so there you see conflicting ways of going about the race then. So Gordo has gone for the dry setup then, whilst F1 2019 has gone for the wet setup. So he is feeling very happy with himself in 5th position as well. Remember, we are going to of course have a wet race there. As Equals just asked, is it going to be a wet race? Yes, indeed it is. We expect a rain. And Bernadette has lost it there. He has gone round, I think. He has gone round. Is he going to go into the wall? I think he stopped it, but those tyres are going to be like 50 pence pieces there. So I'm not sure how much use he's going to get out of those tyres. They're going to be screaming hot as well from Billet, and he abandons this lap and comes to the pits then with just under 4 minutes to go in the session, or just over 4 minutes to go, I should say. Troy there is Troy coming down the back straight then. He has been the measuring stick as in this qualifying session so far, but he's under pressure now, isn't he? Troy, he has never had a pole position in silver. He has had a pole position in bronze. Remember, it's a cracking lap in the Dutch Grand Prix, wasn't it? Absolutely a mega lap indeed then. Theo, hello Theo. We got F1 2019 half dry, half wet, and so it's going to be a great race indeed, isn't it? Gordo saying a nice save out. It was a really good save, wasn't it? As we're on board with Troy that come through the final sector. Look at this, and left, right there. I've got to say, these guys are absolutely superhuman sometimes, aren't they? The way that they control the cars around there. I try going around there and I just seem to go straight into the wall, and I'm usually out the race then. I've got Vietnam, it's not my favourite race, and I ain't going to miss it, I don't think, next season. Albeit I might, as Troy is on pole position, and he can go quicker than that. He was in the 33s, I think he was in the 33s at 9s, wasn't he? So Troy then can go faster, but he's fastest at the moment by 200ths of a second from Serious Mushroom now, and the gauntlet has been laid down. So what can Serious Mushroom do? He is back on the track as well, but Potato is also out on track. He's 7,200 down then in the first sector from Potato. Then is now accelerating through turn 6 in car number 9. Then when you see a number 9 on a Alfa Romeo or a Sauber, you do think of Marcus Ericsson, but I don't think Potato is. I think Potato is a lot more stronger than Ericsson in this car, I would say. Then, and I think that Alfa Romeo are much more in good stead. No disrespect to Ericsson, but I don't think his Formula 1 career will be living long in the memory, unless of course you remember that Roman Grosjean moment from Baku a couple of years ago. New Potato then just coming out of the biggest, heaviest braking point on the course there, isn't it? Goodness gracious me, how they just decelerate, don't they? It's impressive stuff to say the least. Potato then just now weaving through the barriers as well. Then I gotta say, it's so frightening for you, isn't it? Yellow flags is fluttering. Do not worry about that, guys, because at the moment it is okay. Then I think it's anyone who's just coming back in the pits then with 2 minutes to go. I don't think my clock is synced very well, so do not take that as gospel. But here comes Potato out of the final turn 23. The finish line is there, and he's on pole position, and he's done a 8.36 then for Potato. If he gets on pole position tonight, that would be his 6th pole position of his silver career, I should say, and a good time indeed there from Potato. But what about Mushroom then? He is 1100 and down on his first attempt then. First sector I said, and the second sector will be after the very sharp turn 10, I think it is, isn't it? Or is it turn 8 then? It's kind of a double left-hander really. It's very similar to the stopping point at turn 14 in Shanghai, isn't it? Very much then. As you can see then, that's kind of like a double-hander here, isn't it? But a bit more sharper than in China. You don't really have to turn as much. It's kind of not there, but it is definitely here in Vietnam then. And now the second sector as well. He's 5 thousandths of a second up then. Mushroom is, and that is not enough to get on pole position. That's not enough to even get on the front row at this moment then. He's going to need a mega final sector then. Has he kept his tyres in the window then? This is where you do need your tyres the most, I feel. Then you need that grip then. I'm sure there's a bit of dust there coming with that Williams. This is looking fantastic, isn't it? Serious Mushroom is giving it all kinds of welly, isn't he? Very much so. He's run out of Earth's deployment, and is that going to hurt him coming across the line? And I'm holding my breath. Is it enough? He's second on the grid. Troy is retired from the session. It's currently Potato on pole position then. Serious Mushroom is alongside him on row 1. He has broken into the 43 lines there, and that was a mega final sector there from Serious Mushroom. Really impressive indeed then. Rembo has just started a lap as well then. F1 2019 started his lap just a minute ago. We've got Bradfield there in the final part of the course as well. We've got Nigel then, he's just starting his lap. Here's Bradfield then out of the final turn. Where's Bradfield? Bradfield's on pole position, and what a manoeuvre from Bradfield. Oh, an absolutely fantastic lap there. Oh, that was amazing then. What about I think that it's Gordo, is it? As F1 2019 is retired, and Gordo is just started his lap as well. This is going to get very tense in the final stage of this qualifying session. Billet there is just going to finish this lap. Then he's invalidated this lap, but that doesn't matter. It's this lap that counts there for Billet, and the way he goes then. Serious Mushroom there is just cruising back to the pit set, so he is going to be very happy, or is it? I think he might be. Will he be happy? He's done a 33.9. That's a very good time there from Serious Mushroom. He would love the pole position, but Bradfield is on pole position. Now be his first pole position of his career in ALR. Now he's very much on the money tonight, isn't he? The McLaren driver. Rembo then, of course, there she's come off the bat of a very good Bahrain Grand Prix. She is 600s up in the second sector. Oh, and has she got on the wall then? This is the same wall, I think it is then, but Rembo hasn't damaged the front wing then, so she still has all the downforce she needs, and she still will have the steering input that she wants from that Renault. Is it going to be enough though? A 35.3 is her target time. Serious Mushroom is out of qualifying, but he's third at the moment. Rembo there giving a good old whack there on the outside. What about the final corner then? Rembo comes across the line. It is 8 fastest out for Rembo. We got a Mercedes in the background. The Gamers on pole position there, 10th of a second in front of Bradfield. Amazing end there to the lap there, and amazing end to qualify as well. What about Nigel, the former ALR world champion? Does he come? He's 7th fastest in the end, improves by a 10th of a second then. Oh, and Billet there is just finishing off his lap as well. Bradfield, has he got anything left? No, he's coming in the pit set. Just one more car to go, and it is my star qualifying. It is Billet then. Here he comes then. He has got just a couple more corners to go then. Can he get in front of Gordo? I think that something must have happened to Gordo, because he had a fresh set of soft tires for that last run, but I don't think he improved. And here comes Billet out of the final turn then. And what's he going to do? And Billet gets 10 fast in the end. Billet is Gamer, free for free, and a brilliant performance there from Gamer there. He snatched it right at the end there, and I gotta say, he lulled me into a false sense of security because I didn't think that Gamer would have Willet's take then, but he really did. That is his 4th pole position of his career in Silver. That's his 3rd pole position of the season then. And this man, who every time he's been on pole position in ALR Silver, he hasn't been defeated, has he? He's got a monopoly on that position at the moment, and that is exactly what Gamer wanted then. Is he going to go for 3 Grand Prix wins in a row? A perfect start here in this Grand Prix in where are we? Vietnam then. Good stuff indeed then. No, just take serious motion there. Wet setup. I'm happy with that. Then Gordo has got completely blocked there. Becca saying the pinball method in Sector 3 always works. Then Gordo is not happy there as he got blocked there, so not very happy then. Gamer there is over the moon then. Wilson can't believe Bradfield could have had pole. Good qualifying equals bad race there for Bradfield there. Wilson has said that a couple of times before then. I hope that doesn't come to roost again then. But Gamer on pole position there. An incredible lap there from Gamer. Like, it's very difficult because it'd be between Bradfield and Billet for my start qualifying. Bradfield, goodness me, took that McLaren by the scruff of his neck there, didn't he? And he's on the front row once again then. Can Bradfield there get to the promised lands? Can he get a podium here tonight then? Goodness me. And that would be scenes, won't it, here in Vietnam? And what a way to cap off Vietnam, wouldn't it? As this will be the last time we're racing here in Vietnam, as I've said a couple of times already. So we are expecting rain in the race then. So I think that we did have rain in the race there. It hasn't affected the strategy too much. It's meant to be 20 minutes into the race, which is probably around half distance-ish, I would say, something along those lines. Probably about that 15, 16 then. If that is the case then, that might be quite perfect for the medium tyres actually then. So maybe everyone who is on the medium tyres will be very happy indeed then. So the drivers are now just getting their strategy sorted out, but they will also have like a approximate region of when the rain is going to come in there. Of course, it's never always accurate because if anyone could predict the weather, then it is definitely Bewitched. But I don't think any of these drivers will be able to predict the weather. So it's kind of really wait and see. And do not do it, Kimi Raikkonen, and go out onto the track on a completely dry track with wet tyres on like he did in 2009 Malaysia. That is definitely a good old strategy from the Ferrari playbook. Let's hope Poole or Nigel don't do that one in the race tonight then. Right then, it's the formation lap then. We are got 28 laps around here then. Lovely shot here as they accelerate away. Absolutely beautiful shot here. And here in Vietnam as well. And of course, we had a wet race in gold then, and we're going to finish, and that was the start of our adventure, wasn't it, in Vietnam? And the way we're going to end our adventure as well in Vietnam is by having a sprinkling of the wet stuff, isn't it? Right, Gamer on pole position for the 4th time in his career. The 3rd time this season then. He is, no one else has been on pole position in silver so far. They're getting very, oh goodness me, getting very heavy handed on the warming up of tyres there. Yes, every time Gamer's been on pole position, he has won the race, hasn't he? So that is a omen. Who's going to break? Can anyone break that tonight? Is there anyone who can break it tonight? Bradfield alongside him on row 1. Bradfield is definitely a qualifying expert. Can he be a race expert tonight then? New Patel, the bronze champion from season 1, is 3rd. Serious Mushroom, very happy with his performance. He's 4th there. He's on the wet setup. Troy is 5th. He is on the soft tyres with F1 at 2019 and 6th, and Nigel in the 7th position as well. Look at the caliber of drivers there, fantastic. Rembo in 8th position there, and the medium tyres there. Gordo on the soft tyres, very unhappy with his final performance there in qualified. Billet as high as he's ever been in an ALR race in 10th position. Let's see what he can do. Wilson just outside the top 10, but he has a brand new spanking pair of quads of medium tyres. Ayrton in 12th position. Love the helmet, by the way, Ayrton. That's the first time I've had a gander at his helmet tonight. He's 12th position, just in front of his teammate Baz, who's in 13th position there. Diashi in 14th. Fastest best qualifying performance of the season for Diashi. Let's see if he can get some points for racing point then. Poole Do in 15th position there on medium tyres there. Steve, the only driver on the hard tyres. He got a 5-place grid penalty. I'm not sure how justified that was. And of course, we didn't see it, so I can't really judge. And if I did judge, it would probably be wrong anyway, because my race sense is appalling. Roscoe Roscoe in 17th position now. Curly having an abysmal qualifying performance. He's down in 18th, but let's see what he can do in this race. And the points are handed out now, here and now, not in qualifying. And 19th position now is Smithy Almighty in the Mercedes. And that is your 19 car field then for the Silver Grand Prix here in Vietnam as well. The tension is building up then. We have got Equal saying Interslicks, laugh out loud. Yes, I think that we might see, well, I wonder if we'll see a Hamilton-esque strategy. We have also got Gordo saying 10 to 15 minutes for rain, according to Jeff Fenn. And Tango, good luck, Silver. Let's have a good race. Don't let me down, Jeff, from Jake Wilson. Then I remember Wilson qualified 15th on the grid last time out in Bahrain, and he had a very strong performance. I think he finished 10th at the end now. So Wilson, and that was his MO last season as well, wasn't it? Wilson is a very, very good, is a very, very good racer, isn't he? Right then, here we go. Then the yellow flags is waving, then, and that is the pit stop strategy protection. Then there are the lights. Then, well, when they come on, then it's we are now getting ready to get going. And there's a green flag in the background, and the flag has stopped then. Everyone go! The lights didn't even come on for me, but here we go anyway. Gamer has had a good start, and Serious Musher has got up to front already. Potato has dropped down the order. That's a Renault right in the middle, and I think that's Troy. Look, it's free abreast. It's free abreast going into turn one. Bradfield defending his corner, defending his line, and Gordo's got a 3-second penalty. That's a brutal penalty already from the get-go. And Gamer has had a perfect start. No, and that's a Potato. He was running that wide down. He's got into the wall. Oh dear. And then Potato is dropping down the order. It's appalling start in for the bronze champion. He's dropped all the way down to the back of the field. Then Gordo's got a 3-second penalty right from the get-go. Gamer leads. Bradfield is second. Serious Rush in first position. Gordo's on a fantastic start. I'm wondering if that's the reason why he's got a 3-second penalty. Troy in fourth for this. Then F1 2019 is having a look on the inside. Then he's getting a bit snaky though. Nigel then, and then we got a yellow flag. Says a Mercedes of Smithy on some issues as we're having our first drag race of the race as well. And who is that? That's Gordo right underneath the rear wing of Serious Mushroom there. Serious Mushroom is on the wet setup. I think Gordo's on the dry setup. He was saying in the Nigel's left for session. Nigel's left for session. That's a big blow for the from the first ever ALR champion. Oh dear, Iceman, come on boys! Great to see Iceman there in the comments as well, and of course a former driver as well. And we got Rempo's now underneath the rear wing of Nigel. Nigel, what a shame there for Nigel. And Ayrton's at 4 positions. My goodness me. Nigel's back in the session. Fantastic stuff indeed then. Ayrton is at 4 positions. So is Wilson as well. And Roscoe Moon at 4 positions. Unfortunately, Potato is dropping down then. And Baz is now got through. Or has he? Oh, Roscoe's gone to the back of Rempo. Rempo's got some issues. Rempo has some issues. And what's going on? She's damaged the car. Oh no, Rempo car 93 is in the pits. And that's also a Curly is in the pits as well. It's a nightmare. Oh dear then, and it's a nightmare for the Welsh contingent there. What a blow. And Troy then is trying to go on. That's Gordo on the outside. Gordo then is having a third position. Fantastic. And oh goodness me then. And there's a lot of tears. And Baz, Curly, Rempo, New Potatoes all in the pits. And that is a major blow then. Gordo then on the soft tires, and then so is Troy. Troy is flying through the couple of first couple of laps, and he's moved up into fifth or fourth position then. Gordon's got up 6 positions. A fantastic start then. Roscoe's up 9 positions. My word then. Fantastic stuff indeed then. Steve's up 6 positions as well. There's a lot of good starts here tonight then. Steve's now moved back up into 8th position is neat. There he is. And Roscoe is just in front of us as well. Look at this drag race. And there's Diashi there right underneath the rear wing of Paul Do then. And this is going to get very hair and scared then. And Paul Do there. Oh my word there. And I thought I was going to be an airplane crash. Gordo is dropped down to 4th position because Troy is up into 3rd position then. And now then is Diashi is through them. We're on board. Lovely shot here from the rear wing of the Racing Point then. Accelerates it away. And now Roscoe is not yielding, is he, to a Steve? And of course, now Nigel's got past his teammate as well. I wonder if that was a bit of team at play from the Ferrari team boys there. And if so, that is a very smart thing to do then, because so far in this event, Nigel has been quicker than his teammate Paul Do. But once again, I think Paul Do there has come in at a very late notice, hasn't he? But it looks like he's doing a much better job, I think, tonight here in Vietnam. Nigel's set for session again then. There's some major issues there with Nigel, isn't it? Gamer set the fast on the races. We're on lap 3 here tonight then. And a good start indeed then as we come across the line then. So DRS has now been enabled. Roscoe's just had a clout with the wall bottle, looks in the background, and that is not good at all, is it? So from Roscoe. Now is Gordo going to let his teammate through? Does have a 3-second penalty to his name then right from the get-go. Gordo did. He was up 6 positions. Did he just have a cheeky corner cut perhaps? Well, if so, I think that I'm not really sure what the stewards are going to make of that. Oh my word then. And Steen, oh wow, look at that then. A great racing through turn 4, but I think Steen is through, is he? Well, he has DRS, and oh my goodness me, that's amazing stuff. Look at this, it's free abreast there. That's fantastic there. Roscoe is going to go on the inside. There, he's done it, and that is great racing there from Diashi, from Steve, and from Roscoe. But Roscoe, Steve is going to go up and under them, but Roscoe has the high line, and he is still in an 8th finish moment. Brilliant racing, but Steve has had a great bit of propellant there. Nigel's back in the session, and Troy is now up into 2nd position then on those soft tires. He is coming for Gamer. Oh, great stuff indeed then. And we've also got Diashi and Bullet there. Bullet is having a really good performance out there at the moment, isn't he? Great stuff indeed. I am loving this as we're going down to the hairpin as well. Roscoe down to 9th finish there. Gordo just dropping behind his teammate then, and that's a funny old place to overtake down. Wonder if that might have been a bit of a team play then perhaps then. Now F1 2019 has been released, and can he get after Bradfield? They're all on the soft tyres, aren't they? Ayrton is the 3rd highest driver on the medium tyres. Ayrton's had a blinder to start this race off, but he has Wilson behind him at the moment, doesn't he? Ayrton does, but a brilliant performance so far for Ayrton. Absolutely lovely stuff, and going back to the lead then. Gamer leads then. Nigel's left for session once again. This is a big blow, isn't it, for Nigel? He was looking good for some more points in the Ferrari. He hasn't scored any yet for the Ferrari, I don't think, and he was very unlucky in Australia. Here tonight then, he's got some technical gremlins, hasn't he? And that is a major blow. We've had no retirements just yet either. Lap 4 of this race, and I've got to say, it's an absolutely great start to this Grand Prix. Now then, I think the soft tyres are not going to get to the stage of where we're expecting rain, and that is now going to be the long game, isn't it? Let's go Troy there from Kart Boy. He is doing a great job now, Troy is, isn't he? He's absolutely flying on these soft tyres, but remember, we are expecting rain in this race there, so keep your eyes peeled in the sky, ladies and gents. We are expecting a bit of the wet stuff, so we've got Curly and Rembo swapping positions there. Rembo back up in the 15th position now, as the 2 drivers who got their first podiums in the first 2 races are unfortunately battling for 14th and 15th position at the moment, so not a very good start in this race, but there is a long way to go then. We've got bursts of sunshine actually down the far part of the track here in turn 8, I think it is. So at the moment, Gamer's just it's Troy putting a bit of squeeze there on Gamer. I would say that in terms, oh my word, then we got a McLaren who's had some issues there. Curly's had some major problems, and he's having a nightmare of a race there in the McLaren, and he has damaged the end plate, and I'm not sure what's happened there, but I wonder if it was in the very tight turn 3 and 4. That is major problems there for Curly, and this is even way before then his pit window. There'll be 2 pit stops within 4 laps there for Curly, having a nightmare race, isn't he? Equal saying, what's happened to Mushroom? He's just started dropping positions there. Nigel, bad luck tonight, and he is he's very depressed there, Nigel is, isn't he? I'm absolutely gutted for Nigel as well, because he was a big player in the midfield, I think, for tonight, so that was a major blow. Equal's asking what's happened to Serious Mushroom. Well, Serious Mushroom has dropped down to 18th, and he had to come in the pits early on, because I think he had damage there, which is a big blow. Look at Gamer though, he is really under pressure, isn't he? And now look at this, as Troy is right along, is now running for the rear ring of the Mercedes. He pulls out, he's alongside, he is going to go for the lead, then he has the outside though into turn 5. Is it going to be enough? It is enough, is it? He is, he's done it, he is through and takes the lead now. His aim is now, look at how dull it's got, and straight very early on indeed then. We know that rain's afoot, but how long away is it? That is going to be the question in this race. I feel that's going to be a crucial part in this race as well. Troy is now leading this race, but look, Gamer's coming back, Alan, then look at this, he's back alongside, and of course that is helping DRS, but Gamer I think had a very good slingshot as well, and also used the slipstream. Good stuff indeed then. And coming now down, so we got Ayrton who's gone up into 5th position as well. There he is, and Ayrton, I've got to say that new helmet is absolutely inspiring him tonight, is he? He's up in the 5th. Fantastic performance there from Ayrton, and my word there. And I think that Ayrton is showing that some true signs of form here tonight, and in car 12, and get a bit of a hurry up there from Gordo. Then Gordo dropping down the order. I think those soft tires there might come to the end of their life on Gordo's car. What about Troy? And we're on watching Troy Troye now. I think the soft runners would love rain to come in this race right now, I would say, but I don't think that's going to be the case. But look at how dull it's got there. So yeah, this is going to get very exciting right from the get-go. You can see there's a lot of heat haze off the track still, so it needs to be a good old deluge of rain as well. It can be a little sprinkling because it's quite hot out there still. Look at those brake discs glowing there on Troye's car, and he has not given an inch, is he? He overtook the championship leader and the man who's had the championship by the scruff of his neck right from the get-go this season. But Troye there is really putting him under his under the pressure right at the early stage of this race, and we're back on board then with Troye. Nigel's back in the session, and can he keep himself in the session and get himself some points from here on in then? Emerson saying before anyone says it, he is not racing for Ayrton. I think that and of course I think Ayrton does deserve a lot of credit, and that's a brilliant start to this race so far, hasn't it? He has moved up a lot of position there. He's gone from 12th to 5th. Fantastic there. He's navigating his way through the carbon fibre, and he is in 5th position now, and he is going along quite nice indeed. He's got some major pace there in that AlphaTauri, and when the pit stop's done, he could be on a podium position here then. Troye is going on the outside at the moment, but no dice there. Gamer's gone wide, and Troye is back up the inside in the old switcheroo, and he takes the lead of the Vietnam Grand Prix. Good stuff indeed there from Troye. Now he needs to now put his toe down. He needs to get some qualifying laps in, doesn't he? Otherwise Gamer's just going to come back at him as we're now getting threading our the way through that sector 3 then. So this is Gamer then. He's under a bit of pressure. He was under a lot of pressure in Australia as well, wasn't he? Because Curdy was really hunting him down in Australia, but this might be a different set of circumstances. Curdy Red has got a 3-second penalty as well, as we've got Mercedes having a couple of issues out of the far part of the course, and Gordo is the first of the front runners coming to pits, and so no soft tyres are really struggling then, as he is now into the pits then, as now he's just waiting to find his box as well. We'll keep an eye on to see what occurs then. Here's Ayrton at the moment in 5th position. Fantastic performance there from Ayrton. We've got Steeden who's in 7th position. Now we've got a bit of gaggle of cars coming towards us, and here is Diashi, and this is Roscoe as well. We've also got Poole who's, I think he's had a great race. Poole is he had a very difficult start to his career, but my goodness me, tonight he's doing a great job. Same with Diashi as well, and great two really very impressive drivers at this stage of the race then, and hopefully they can have a good strong finish as well. Billet also doing a great job. We've got Gordo who is on the soft tyres again, and so he's going for a very quick second stint next. He knows that the rain is coming. Gamer is gaining. He's alongside now. He has got DRS. He is back in the lead then. Troye just can't get out of that DRS zone, can he? This could be crucial in this race. This is definitely crucial for Gamer as well. He can go a lot longer than Troye, because of course Troye's on the soft tyres there, and how much tyres does he how much of the tire life is he hurting there by following Gamer there? Of course, oh my god, it's rain! There's rain! There is coming down there on the cockpit as well. Look, Bradfield is also in the frame as well. Oh my word then. So the rain has come at just a goodish time then for the soft runners, but the soft runners will have to eke this out now. It's going to be a very difficult job for F1 and for Troye as well if they want to keep going. Same with Billet, also on the soft tyres. Nigel on the softs as well. So all those drivers had to tippy toe around that, and this might swing back into the favour. And look at this, the pit window is now open. I'm okay. I just kind of fouled. Anyway, we're back on board then with Gamer then, as yes, he is leading this race at the moment. And goodness me, I'm getting too excited about this at the moment. Then, oh gosh. As we're now coming down the back straight as well. I got to compose myself because I've really hurt myself. I just foul. Anyway, then, so we're going through the hairpin as well. Diashi has got past Roscoe and moved up. Oh no! There's a spinner. Diashi who's had a cracking race there, and I think that did Roscoe give him a helping hand around then. He was very close. And Diashi, what a shame there. It's the rain is starting to fall as well, but he was on the correct tyre at this stage, wasn't he? Oh no, that is major problems indeed there. Going back then to the back then of the back to the action at the front then, and look at this, and Troye is still alongside Gamer at the moment, isn't he? Yeah, sorry Carboy, I got too excited then. Oh, it's a 5-second penalty for Smithy Almighty for speeding in the pit lane. That is not good at all. The rain is getting heavier. I don't think it's wet enough for those intermediate tyres just yet. You've got to rely on Jeff, and also got to rely on your senses as well. Jeff will not be, I don't think Jeff will be the quickest guy to know about the track conditions. Remember in the past in ALR we had We had the double world champion Granty absolutely nailing it on. I think it was in Austria, wasn't it? He had an absolutely brilliant strategy for the wet tyres. He just came into the pits there. I think it was a lap before the DRS was disabled. Absolutely major stuff there, and amazing stuff indeed. Then intermediate tyres for both Curly and Smithy Almighty. Is it? I don't think I think it's too dry for the wet tyres at the moment, isn't it? But we'll see. Then Rembo's got past Baz as well. Baz is on the hard tyres. Oh, that's Diashi going wide. Then what a shame for Diashi. He was on a great race there. What's that? That's the two McLarens are getting very close there. And Gamer just can't get away from Troy at the moment. Looking further, and there is Smithy Almighty as well, just getting out the way of this battling trio at the moment. And look, there's Bradfield. Bradfield is also in DRS range as well. Oh, just about. He's about 10th of a second off. There is raindrops falling on Troy's head now. Look at those raindrops there streaming off of the camera. Then it looks a lot worse when you're on board, though, doesn't it? Worse, I know it's not a word there, but I've just made it up. Yes, the raindrops there, it looks a lot heavier than what it does, doesn't it, on the on your visor, because it looks like it's coming down in servos because of the speed that you're going, especially down this back straight. These drivers, though, are all very experienced drivers, aren't they? So they are not going to be too concerned. As Troy almost well, I would say he almost going into the back there. He wasn't going into the back at all, was he? Yeah, very he was. I thought he was going to go into the back there. Diashi there. I think that he might have had a helping hand getting spun around there, unfortunately, and that is a big blow for Diashi, because I think Diashi was having a fantastic race. That was his best race performance of his season so far, and as I mentioned in qualifying, Diashi is it grows into the season, doesn't he? And this was, I think, the third race of the season now. He was really on course there for some major points as well. As we got Curly, who is he had submissions then as a F1 2019 has been speeding in the pit lane. Ayrton's in the pits as well. Then I don't think he has a speeding fine. It isn't a speeding fine; it's a speed in the pit lane. So it's his time to come in the pits. And they're all coming in the pits. Now F1 2019's got a 5-second penalty. He might be able to serve it at the end of this one. Steve is staying out on those hard tires, and so intermediate tires are ready for the Haas team. Then they're going to work, then throwing on those inters. They're in and out. Shay's all about. Then Ayrton also coming out of the pits as well. So all the guys then are in on the intermediate. Is that Wilson? Wilson's got damage. He has got damage from somewhere. Now he's changed the nose cone and he's back out on circuit. Then half of the drivers are coming in the pits. The other half haven't. And the top runner intermediate drivers is F1 2019 Ayrton and Nigel, who is slipping and sliding there. Oh gosh, there is he's back up in the ninth position on those soft tires as well. Rembo is staying out on the medium tires as well. I'm wondering then if some of the drivers are staying out because of their compatriots who's coming in the pits. Gordon coming out of the pits now. He is down in 16th position there. Unfortunately, he came in the pits a bit too early, didn't he? But his soft tires, I think, had enough of it, hasn't he? Gordon saying that two front wings I've broken them for Gordon. That is why he came in the pits there. Rembo's just overtaken Billet there, and Billet is on the intermediate tires. That is very interesting indeed. Then Rembo is stayed out on the slick medium tires, and no grooves on these medium tires, which means that there is no water that Rembo can disperse there from these tires. And now then there's Wilson in front of us, who's also on the intermediate tires. Well, Baz has also gone through. The intermediate runners, have they gone too early? It looks like it. This evidence looks like they've gone too early, but Gamer's in the pits, and this is going to get very interesting. Then Rembo is now striking whilst the iron's hot. Then she's up the inside, passes Wilson, and now back in the ninth position. Then Wilson on the intermediate tires. He's going to have more purchase there, more grip, then accelerators out. And look at how gingerly they're getting out turn 10, and my word. Troy in the pits as well. Bradfield, Gamer, the top three are on the pits, and Rembo back down in a 10th position. Everyone is in the pits now. Is Steve stayed out? Steve has stayed out on those hard tires. He doesn't think it is wet enough for the hard tire, wet enough for the intermediate tires. DRS has not been disabled either, and that might be one of the reasons that yellow flag. Billet's gone. Oh, what a shame for Billet. We have a safety car, and that is a big blow for Billet. He was on a great race, and into the pits comes Rembo, and well, she's timed that very well indeed. Also, Poole is in the pits as well. Fantastic performance then, and the Ferrari of yes, he's coming out now on those intermediate tires. Then Poole doing a great job. Then Nigel might Might not have timed this right either. Sloth is saying the slicks are quicker. They are indeed. Then the pit window is now open, and it looks like the intermediate tyres might now be the best strategy. Baz coming in the pits, and now we've got Roscoe now going up into 10th position. So it looks like that the intermediate tyres are now ready then to be put on the cars. But I think that stint for Rempo might propel her back into championship points paying position. Same with Baz and Serious Mushroom then. What a shame for Billet. And we've got two Alpha Romales, and Serious Mushroom there was Serious Mushroom there in 14th position. And New Potato down in 15th for the moment. Then Billet also coming in the pits as well. What a shame then. Everyone is on the intermediate tyres now, apart from two drivers. Here is Steve, who has stayed out on the hard tyres. Now I don't think he would have wanted that. I don't think he would have wanted that too much, would he? Because I think Steve would have liked to have not had the safety car at all. And Sloth has said exactly the same thing now. And it's because I read Sloth's comment first. That's why. That's why I do sound very smart at that stage of proceedings. Then, but yeah, Steve should have. Steve, it's a shame then. If he had hindsight, would he have come in the pit? Said this has really ruined his strategy for Steve then, because he was looking quite strong as well. Albeit it is now looking very precarious out there. Nigel, the only other driver on the soft tyres, and so this is going to bunch up the field then. The likes of Curly and Diashi and Billet and New Potato, who are having a bit of difficult races now. Safety cars out there, and I think this is the first safety car in fact since Australia in gold then. So absolutely stupendous stuff from all the ALR drivers, and to be honest, it's a very soft safety car as well. Gordo saying this race has been a horror show for him, but having said that, Gordo, there's still a long way to go. We haven't even got to half distance yet. Intermediate tyres there for Steve, as he is now coming out of the pits now, I hope. It's Red Bull there, and not the quickest to release him. I think Steve is already out of the pits. He is out of the pits now. I'm wondering how much time he lost then. So into the pits. Ayrton's in the pits as well. What's happening there for Ayrton? He is in the pits. Is there problems? He's damaged the nose cone. What a shame there for Ayrton. He was looking very strong there in that Alpha Tower. He is in the pits, and that's a major blow. Where is he going to drop down to, Ayrton? And here comes Nigel coming out of the pits as well. So Nigel's back in the thick of things after having some technical gremlins a couple of laps ago. He's back up into 6th. Well done to Nigel then. Wilson 7th and Poole do in 8th position, and it's a Red Bull Ferrari. Ayrton coming out of the pits. Well, he's in 9th position then, so he is still in the points paying position there, but that is a blow that Ayrton didn't really want, as he was having a good race up to that point as well. 10th position is Roscoe. Red Bull just outside the points in 11th position as well. Let's just take a look at the penalty, shall we? 5-second penalty then for F1 2019. He's going to be kicking himself because that was a speed in the pit lane. If he doesn't come back in the pits, that will be added onto his race time, of course. And Gordo saying, and of course the rain starts the lap after I break my front wing. We've also got 5-second penalties for Smithy on watch as well. Curly had 3 seconds, and Gordo also had 3 seconds there at the beginning of this race set. And you can see we've got a bit of spray now being catapulted behind at the cars, and so intermediate tyres then. So of course that means that they're shallow groove tyres, just to remove any water on the circuit then. And of course we can tell they're intermediate tyres because the grooves are slightly different there to the wets, and also because they have a green markings on the side wall of the tyre as well. Will we get wet tyres then? I've heard a whisper in the comments that we might get some heavy rain later on this race then, but if you can stick to the intermediate tyres, then that would pay you that would pay you back quite nice indeed. But of course it's being on the right tyre at the right time, so that is the golden rule in these conditions, isn't it? So even if you don't want to go on the wet tyres, if you have to go on the wet tyres for a slight bit of time, you will get that time back. When you remember Barrichello in the British Grand Prix in 2008 there, he made an extra 2 stops, I think he did, didn't he? So everyone else was on the intermediate tyres. Barrichello came in, went on the full wets and really was just so much quicker after 10 laps. So he just made that time back and then some, and propelled himself right up to, I think he would have been second if he didn't have a fuel rig problem, didn't he? Which is such a shame for Barrichello. But he got third, and I think he was on the podium as well, alongside Nick Heidfeld as well. One of my favourite races at British Grand Prix was, of course, that was one of the best Hamilton drivers you'll ever witness. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed then. Diash saying that it's an unfortunate incident between himself and Roscoe. Just a racing incident. Let's keep it going, and that is exactly what you need to. That's exactly what you need to have the mindset as well, Diash. Then I got to say that's very impressive stuff indeed there, Diash. I really need that kind of mind management, because I seem to lose my head when things go wrong in races, which is why I'm up here, as I'm just watching down into down into turn 7 and 8. Then as Carboy is liking my by Barrichello. Barrichello pronunciation as well. Then, of course, Rubens Barrichello, then one of the most decorated drivers in Formula 1 history, isn't he? Of course, he's driven for all the great teams. He's driven for Ferrari, Braun, Honda. I think he's also driven for the Jordan team as well, hasn't he? So great 17, and also the mighty Stuart Ford. Then, so and also the Williams team as well. And his latter stage of his career. And so Barrichello has been around the houses, hasn't he? And a very good man indeed. Then, Chazza, good evening, ALR. Good evening, Chazza. Hope you're having a lovely evening here on the Monday, or as much as you can anyway on the Monday. I've got to say, it's probably the worst day of the week for me. Having said that, I think it's Tuesday that's the worst day of the week for me. I don't really know why, but Tuesday, it's just really bad, isn't it? Right, let's take stock, shall we? We're on lap 13 then. We haven't got to half distance yet, and we've already had an all amount of action here. I can hardly remember what is occurring here. Gordo's is giving us a lot of good race feedback in this race, and I'm going to keep an eye on the comments, as Gordo is saying he's on 22% rears already. We've heard a couple of glitches, haven't we, this season about tyres having issues there. I think, wasn't Gamer a victim of that as well in Bahrain? I think he was, wasn't he, where he had tyre temperature that was completely through the roof there, which is very unfair. That Codemasters just get this game has been out for almost half a year now. Surely you would get rid of all these gremlins, but there you go then. But I got to say, I don't really notice these gremlins, but that's because I don't really know what I'm doing, to be honest, most of the time. Anyway, lap 14, half distance in this race set. We've gone from beautiful sunshine to summer rains, haven't we? But it's not in the UK, it is in Vietnam. Then the final race that we're going to be racing in ALR around Vietnam, and a lot of drivers are not going to be sad to see it go. I got to say, I won't be sad to see it go when I'm driving on it, but I'll be sad to see it go when I'm commentating on it, because we've had some doozy of races, haven't we? Remember, it was Young Lights against a Cookie last season in Gold Down. It was a wet to dry circuit. Well, this time it is a dry to wet then, and potentially heavy rain is on the horizon as well. If anyone remembers that game as well, and you start me shouting at Sean there, but that's not me, I don't think. Anyway, lap 14 out of 28 then. Gamer leads the Grand Prix. Second is Troy at the moment. Troy's had a fantastic race there. He was on the soft tyres. He does the strategy to absolute perfection there. Bradfield is on a very strong drive in third position. Fingers crossed you can keep it going. F1 2019's got a 5-second penalty there for speeding in the pit lane. That's a big blow for F1 2019. Steve up in the 5th position. Remember, he qualified 16th then after a 5-place grid penalty. Back up in the 5th. Good stuff indeed there from Steve. Nigel also having a great comeback drive as well. He's had technical gremlins on that Ferrari. He is now back up in the 6th position. Wilson also another Storming drive again, and Wilson does, I've got to say, Wilson doesn't really need to bother with qualifying, does he? Because his race performance is absolutely second to none. 8th position is Pooldo, I should say. Pooldo in 8th position. He's had a cracking drive, Pooldo is, and a brilliant performance there from the reserve driver. 9th position is Ayrton. It would be a lot better for Ayrton, but unfortunately he had to come in with damage to the front nose cone. Roscoe in 10th position there. Safety car is in the end of this up. Let me continue in the field then before we get going. 11th position there is Rempel. Damage. What is occurring there? And it's Smithy Almighty, and he's got into the back, I think, of he's got a 5-second penalty, and he didn't ghost there, which I was quite surprised by. But Smithy Almighty has got a 5-place grip, 5-second penalty. That is a big blow indeed. Then, oh, what a shame. Then that is a very disappointing. That's very disappointing for Smithy from Smithy Almighty then. So we're going to be back racing now then. I don't think there's damage to any of the front runners then, but Smithy Almighty there is going to be very disappointed. Curry and Smithy there both a lap down then, so their races are very let's just say not very good. Oh, and Smithy Almighty's also got a 5-second penalty as well for three in the pit lane there, and we're back racing then. Gamer is now back on the accelerating pedal. Here we go again then. So Gamer leads, Troy is second, Bradfield in third position. F1 2019 is just having a look there, fourth position. There's Ayrton just ducking from out of the spray, and he's already got past the Ferrari driver of Pooldo. He's up into 8th position there. Ayrton is can he slow the car down? And Pooldo there giving him a good old nudge there. Bradfield has dropped down here as well. He's gone wide there, Bradfield has, and F1 2019 is now back up in the front position. He's on the podium there, but Bradfield has also got a penalty as well for I think that back marker, unfortunately, of Smithy Almighty. That's a big blow for Bradfield, very unlucky. And now he has got Steve, but Steve has got Nigel behind him as well. Look, here are the cars, how close closely condensed are they? Albeit the safety cars are just coming, of course. And back now with Nigel. Look at how treacherous these conditions are now as well. Any wrong input you have for the steering wheel, and I'm not sure what's going on there with that McLaren and Williams. They're getting very close for getting very too close for comfort there. It's a PG show, guys. Keep it clean. So we're coming down the back straight, and now we've got Steeden who's right underneath the rear wing of Bradfield. Then he is struggling on the get those intermediate tyres up to the correct operating window, and I feel that it's getting more and more dark. And Troy has taken the lead then, but he's got in too deep, and Gamer's back on the inside. Then they've got on a drag race already down into turn number 10, and Troy is back in second position, but Gamer's under increasing pressure. Now, this is the first time this season I would say that he's under a massive amount of pressure from Troy. He's on a great race. We're on board with Troy now. Oh, what an incredible performance this is then, as and look at this, and look at how difficult it is with the wets on. Bradfield then dropping down to 5th position, and C is now over the 4th. He is on a magnificent race, C is, and he's really shown flashes of brilliance in the last couple of races in ALR Silver. Today it's really coming to roost, isn't it? Great stuff indeed. That Gamer is still leading by half a second there, but Troy now is going to be going for attack to defence. I feel that Rempo has got past Gordo. Gordo has had some issues there. Rempo's had issues as well. Oh no, she's hit the wall. Damage there to the Renault car. And oh dear then, as oh dear, it's oh my navy blue, that's not good, is it? Now as we're just watching there, New Patel got on the inside of Gordo, and Gordo's going to slam the door shut there on New Patel, the bronze world champion. And look, Troy has taken the lead then. Gamer's dropped down into second position now. F1 2019 is all over the back of the Mercedes gearbox as we come down into turn 5. And Gamer, I feel that was a long time coming. That's a Ferrari just poking his nose out of the spray. Now there is no DRS, as that DRS has been disabled there because the track is deemed as wet then, and so Gamer struggling, isn't he? Remember, this will be the first time the Gamer would not win a race from pole position in his silver career. He's been absolutely magnificent, hasn't he? But it seems that his Achilles heel, if I'm not speaking out of turn here, Gamer, is I think that the wet races are not your friend, are they? As we also seen the same issue in Abu Dhabi then, but I might be putting 2 and 2 together and coming up with 500 then. We're coming down to the big breaking point of turn 10, I think it is. And then look at that then. Look at how much water is coming onto the cameras as well. Goodness me, it is it is very, very wet out there at the moment there. Troy is now starting to pull away. F1 2019 there. He'll love his first Grand Prix win in silver, but he needs to get by the World Championship leader, which is Gamer at the moment. And can he do it? Lovely over the shoulder shot here from F1 at 2019. Baz is all over the back of Roscoe. That is the final ballon. That is the final point for the last paying positions as well. As look at this. So Troy 1.3 seconds in front of Gamer in second position there. We've got some problems. Bradfield's in the pits. Oh no, the man who was on the front row is in the pits, and Bradfield's having some major problems in the McLaren. And where is it? And look at this, and the McLaren mechanics are out in the pit. Oh no, and this is an absolute heartbreaking moment for Bradfield. He is having to change the nose cone. It is going all wrong since the rain is coming down for the McLaren. Look like he's dropping right down the order. Same with Rempo. Both McLarens are having an absolute nightmare here tonight then. Now Gamer's found his tyres, I think, next he's really started to pull away from the Haas, unless the Haas there had a couple of issues then. And now as we're just watching it, and look at this queue of cars, and we've got Pooldo, who is really got a bit of a conga line for him behind him at the one there. It's Roscoe, Baz, Serious Mushroom, New Potato, and look at this, these 5 cars. He's got on the inside, Pooldo's going to turn it. Oh goodness me, and it was getting very hair and scare there, wasn't it? He's going to go up the inside then into the long left-hander there. There's a pinch point here. Oh, great drift in there from Pooldo. I love that, fantastic stuff indeed there. And now coming down the hill, look at that rain there. It's going horizontal now. I'm thinking it's getting very wet out there indeed. It's getting heavy rain. Oh my word there. And Baz, oh no, and there's an incident. It's a smash, and there's a damage to the car. It's Williams, it's Roscoe. He has gone into the wall at quite a right rate of knots there. Oh dear, he has damaged the end plate on the Williams. So that's going to be a pit stop, I think then. Oh dear, and it's getting very precarious down there. It's difficult to overtake in the dry, let alone the wet, and that is a big shame indeed for Roscoe, who's on a fantastic race, wasn't he? Well, I say Gamer might have might have found his tyres, but perhaps not then, because look, because F1, he's in the pits. F1 2019 is coming to the pits. What is going on here? He's also going to have to serve that 5-second penalty as well. Also in his Wilson, there's some major change afoot. Is there? We're on board then with F1 2019. He's in the pits, and the Red Bull mechanics are out then. Is there damage on the car? And he's not in the Red Bull, is he? He's in the Haas, and that is Wilson's mechanics then. And let's see, is it for the wet tyres? And I'm just taking a look then. I see green, I think. Let me have a look now. Go get me Specsavers. It's wet tyres for Wilson. It is wet tyres then, and it's intermediate tyres there for F1 2019. Wilson's got out in front of him. Wilson's on the wet tyres, and it's absolutely deluging down then. Also, the Ferrari of Pool 2 is also on the wet tyres. It's also on the intermediate tyres as well. And so only one car is on the wet tyres at this stage then. But it's whether you want to. It's whether you want to go on the wet tyres. I'm not sure if you would at this stage of proceedings, but look at it. It is absolutely appalling conditions out there. Steve is up with the third. Fantastic performance there. Nigel in fourth position there. Ayrton in a very strong fifth position there. Now it's down to 3 cars. It's some new potatoes, Serious Mushroom, and we've got Baz in there as well. Oh, great stuff indeed. Roscoe's on the medium tyres. I think that's the wrong strategy. F1 2019 has got past the wet tyre of the wet tired car of Wilson. I'm not sure the wet tires are the tires to be on, but I have been wrong before. And look at those train tracks there. Oh my goodness me, that is a lot of water. There's yellow flags on the back straight. Wilson's back through. I'm going to be eating my words. I think it's actually the wet tires. I do not know what's going on. Wilson is now having a 12th position. Oh, and F1 2019 is Simon down the inside. He's back up into 12th, ladies and gentlemen. But Wilson is not giving up though, is he? He is on the wet tires. The wet tyres can disperse a lot of water, much more water than the intermediate tyres. He is the only one on the wet tyres though, isn't he? So I'm not sure if that is the right strategy or not then. But look at that rain. That is absolutely appalling then. We are on the borderline, I think, and it's going to be about skill to keep it on the track, I think. Ayrton is doing a very good job then. He is in 5th position there, but I see the flash of Ayrton. There he is then. He is dropping into the back of these group of cars. I think that Ayrton's going to start to struggle with this very heavy wet weather. But I think everyone's struggling at the moment. You've got to really start to take it very easy, don't you, on these track conditions? What is he's trying to go underneath the inside then. Serious Mushroom now. Look at him hacksawing away at the wheel at the moment now. Oh goodness me, then absolutely impressive stuff indeed then. Oh, wow, as F1 2019 is now past Diashi as well. Diashi dropping down the order. He's having a very I got to say Diashi is, oh my word, and I got to say that corner there is so pinchy, isn't it? On board then with F1 2019 now. He came in the pits there. He was battling for second position there. Unfortunately, he's taken himself out of the ball, but he's up the inside of Billet. Billet's having the best race performance of his career in ALR so far, but he's not giving up this final points paying position just yet. F1 2019 dances on the outside. Look at that. That is fantastic there from F1 2019. Oh, amazing stuff indeed. Oh, and before you had a collision behind there, Wilson is past Diashi as well. Wilson is on those wet tyres then, and every time we look down there, it's getting worse. Look at those standing water there off the racing line then. Gotta say, if the racing line gets anything like the off oh my word then, and Billy is now going through then, and look at this, oh my word then, it's getting very close indeed then, and now F1 2019 is going up the inside then, diving down the inside. Is he going to have the purchase? He's gone wide, is Billy going to be able to get through? No, yet Wilson's been forced into the wall, has he? It was getting very pinchy there, and Billy there is defending for all these were fantastic stuff indeed then, and I gotta say, I think intermediate tires is still the best way to go at this moment then. Oh, as oh my goodness me, I struggle to take my eyes off this race at the moment. Absolutely brilliant stuff indeed then. There is action up and down the courses now as usual. Into the pits there comes Gordo, and look at this train of cars then. We have Ayrton, we have, oh, it's Ayrton's going to the wall then. I figure it's just a kiss there. It wasn't a French kiss, that's for sure, but he is in 5th position at the moment. 6 is Baz, Serious Mushroom, and New Potato. It's both AlphaTauris then, and we go to have any team orders there in the AlphaTauri. I don't think they can at this moment, and they're too close to the Serious Mushroom, New Potato, too close then. We've got Gordo, and also Billet is in the pits as well. They're also on those intermediate tyres then. Very interesting stuff. I would have thought that you would have stayed on the intermediate tyres then. Billet has gone on to the wet tyres, as has Curly as well. So 3 drivers are on the weather tyres at the moment. Everyone else has gone onto the dry. It's gone. Oh wow! Look at that then, and I've got to say, I think that Dan and Billet, who was doing the rain dance before this race, then, well, I think they need to stop dancing because this is absolutely horrific. Look at those raindrops, my word! Then, as I've got to say, if I had an umbrella out there, I think I'll need more than an umbrella. Oh goodness gracious me! So as we've got now, Ayrton still leading this queue of cars. There's Ayrton, there's Baz, Serious Mushroom, and Nude Potato. Then, and 9 seconds back from this battle at the moment is F1 2019. Then, Serious Mushroom. Oh, Serious Mushroom's having a look. I think he was thinking about it. Serious Mushroom was, and he's now then slow right down there. This is going to be very difficult to start the season, isn't it? Because you kind of got to judge there. No one is in a championship fight just yet, I would say, apart from Gamer. But because Gamer started off so well this season, he is 7 seconds behind Troy. Troy is on course for his first Grand Prix win, though. But he is the most difficult is the circumstances. But since he stepped in the car tonight, he has been absolutely on another level, hasn't he? He's been brilliant stuff there from start to finish, right from the get-go. He had a bit of a difficult spell in qualifying 3, but qualifying 2, he really showed his teeth, didn't he? And I think he could have and should have been on pole position there. But here in the rain affected a Vietnam Grand Prix. What is it going on here then? I can't even tell my story because these guys are not interested in my story. They're just interested in getting past each other. A New Potato is now been in 7th position. Sirius has dropped down into 8th position. Now Baz is going to have to think about something. Going to have to think about defending there from New Potato. New Potato needs to strike whilst the iron's hot because otherwise Baz will get into a rhythm there and now start to know where to defend from. Nigel is up into 4th position there and he's actually close onto the back of Steve, who is close onto the back of Gamer as well. Nigel is having a great... Was that damage? I think that was end plate, wasn't it? Or was that me just seeing things? I think it might have been the Leafs there, perhaps then. But yes, I've just looked up and... Oh, Ayrton's got some major damage on the car. Oh no! And Ayrton has got damage there, so he is going to really have to start defending. I'm wondering if that bit of debris did come off Ayrton's car. Let's try and keep an eye on what is going on up and down this order as well then, as we have got, oh my word, mate, look at this, that is Steve, and I think they're going to run out of road. Then they have run out of road at the moment, and this is incredible. This is driving on the absolute utmost. Oh my word, then here is Baz, here is Ayrton. Ayrton's going to have to defend, and his teammate is coming on the inside. He's coming on the inside. New Potatoes over. It's free of Baz. Oh my goodness me, 3 to 1 are going to go. Oh, Baz has been sandwiched. New Potatoes gone wide. He's forced Ayrton wide as well, and New Potatoes back on the 6th position. Ayrton down to 7th, and a Serious Mushroom in 8th position now. Wow, so Baz there, I've got to say, Baz went from trying to overtake oh no, Ayrton's gone wide again. That damage is major, and he's dropping down the order. Ayrton, that is a huge blow for Ayrton's potential points here tonight. What a big shame indeed then. Troy leads by 8.8 seconds then. Gamer in 2nd position, Steve is in 3rd position. Now we've got a 12-second buffer between Baz and Nigel as well. Look at that rain. That is absolutely appalling. Absolutely appalling indeed then. Oh gosh, Young Lights saying don't miss the battle for Q2. Irish, what a move then. He knows what he's doing at laugh out loud then. I think that I definitely do think that Irish definitely knows what he's doing, doesn't he? He is a former bronze world champion, isn't he? Absolutely mega stuff indeed then. But oh goodness gracious me, what other battles are going on at the moment? We've got Potato and Baz there still battling for 5th and 6th. Great performance there from Potato as the Ferrari just having a look on the inside. Ayrton is carrying on with the wing damage there. He's going to have a lot of understeer. Hopefully it won't be too bad in this weather conditions then, but it's still going to be tough to get that Ferrari to the end nonetheless. Young Lights, I've never seen such beautiful racing silver. Thanks for putting on a brilliant show tonight. As Cartboy is just saying, Troy is driving on another level. He really is, isn't he? He's absolutely mega tonight, Troy is there. And I've got to say, I think it was a bit unlucky not to get pole position, really, wasn't he? But you can't take everything away from Gamer. He's been absolutely fantastic since the get-go. And I think Gamer's done a very good job to ride this storm. That is a pun intended as well. He has definitely did a very good job there to ride the wave, and that's also a pun as well. And it's a race there because Gamer, I thought, was on the back foot at one stage. And look, now as Baz is trying to defend there, and Potato is back at the inside there. He is back through in 5th, 6th position there. And now it is a Serious Mushroom Spencer on the back of Baz as well. There's Ayrton in the background now. We've also got Gordo and Wilson there. Now it is Gordo, and now it's Wilson and Gordo. No, it's Gordo and Wilson there. Gordo does have a penalty though, which might help Wilson back into the points as well then, as the wet tires don't have an obvious advantage, which I'm absolutely shocked by, to be honest. I thought that was a masterstroke by Wilson at one stage, and look, Ayrton just hasn't got the understeer, hasn't got the drive. What a shame then. 5 laps to go for Ayrton. He is limping home now with Gordo and Wilson also trying to come at him as well. No retirements at this stage of the race. What an incredible performance there from these drivers. Absolutely mega stuff indeed there. Kart saying, I think we might get some late punchers if they stay out then. Yes, so Wilson is coming into the pits then, so these wet tyres, and he's had enough then, and now he's back onto the I think we come back onto the intermediate tyres then as well. Yeah, so the Red Bull mechanics are back on the pits. He's also changed the nose cone as well. And what a shame for Wilson there, because I think he was on a strong, stellar drive up until that point. But he's back in the pits. There's going to be a lot of unhappy drivers, I think, and just thinking about where they were up until the couple of stages of there. Jake Wilson saying, Jeff, box for wet, sir. So ironically, Wilson said just before he went racing here, then Jeff, do not let him down. Unfortunately, I think Jeff has let Wilson down majorly there. I gotta say, it was on the cusp, wasn't it, for the wet tyres there? And now Serious Mushroom is now up into a 6th position there. Baz has dropped down into 7th there. Smithy's got a 5-second penalty in the Mercedes, and then look at this then, as now we're coming down into the hairpin. And so then, can Serious Mushroom has got the pace out to keep up with a New Potato at the moment. Remember, Serious Mushroom is the highest placed championship driver in all the field this season from last season. He finished 3rd last season, didn't he? Serious Mushroom did there. His consistent driving was absolutely mega. I remember that incredible Japanese Grand Prix victory as well. And who will ever forget that? I certainly won't forget that. That was absolutely mega stuff indeed. And now we've got Wilson there as Roscoe's got a 3-second penalty. Roscoe is down in 17th position. And we have got the Red Bull driver there. We're on board with him now, as he is now going on the inside. He is on the inside. Billett there is on the outside, up the inside. Wilson back on the intermediate tyres there. Job done. Look, we got a bit of sunshine bursting through the clouds as well. Oh, so yes, we got a couple of cars coming out of the pits there. Gordo's got past Ayrton as well. It's Ayrton there. I think Ayrton was getting a bit of a nerf there. He's got damage there, Ayrton. I think if Ayrton didn't have damage that front wing, potentially he would have gotten the points quite comfortably. What a shame there from Ayrton. And look, the rain is completely eased off now, and the track is going to start to drain then. So anyone who's on the wet tyres is only Billett. What a shameful Billett there. He was having a good battle there in the top 10. And same with a Pool do as well. Both of those drivers were reserves tonight then, and hats off to them. They were absolutely mega tonight. Really were indeed then. Billett now comes back in the pits and rejoin this battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th then. And as he is now, would love DRS at this stage, wouldn't he? So he'd be hoping it would be drawing up soon now. Nigel just dropping off the back slightly. In the background there was a lap car. It was not New Potato. New Potato is about 11 seconds behind this battling trio at the moment. Nigel's left for session now. No way. And then Nigel's left for session now. He's had some technical gremlins, which is such a shame for Nigel. It's really hindered him tonight then. He is in 4th position. He needs to get back in the car ASAP. And he's gone from attack to defence. And what a shame then for Nigel. And he needs to get back in the car pronto. We got Bradfield who's on the front row once again there. Bradfield's luck just doesn't seem to turn in the race. He's got such good qualifying pace. It's the races where it just doesn't seem to come together at all, does it? What a shame there. Lap 24 out of 28 then. We got Bradfield's just got past Pooldo. Oh my goodness me, Pooldo has gone up and underneath and oh gosh, he's completely missed the oh dear. And yes, he's gone right onto the motorway there. Pooldo has into the pits. There comes Nigel, and I don't think that's his game. That's his AI, isn't it? Oh no! And Nigel's come into the pits, and I think this is not good at all. And he is in the pits, and his AI is pitting him for new intermediate tyres. Would he have wanted to come into the pits? And I did see a comment about maybe puncture territory for these guys. Oh dear, oh dear. But maybe it wasn't worth coming in the pits then. But that is a blow for Nigel then. What a shame for Nigel. I'm absolutely gutted for it, Nigel, on that one. That's absolutely devastating to say the least. So Nigel's going to come out of the pits now. Should have come out in 8th position then. F1 2019 is now underneath the rear wing of Baz then. And there he is as well. Look at that. It's hardly raining at all now, is it? A lot of spray is coming up from underneath the intermediate tyres of the cars then, isn't it? So, yes, there's still a bit of rain out there, but I wouldn't say it's too much now to worry the drivers then. They have weathered the storm, haven't they? He's having a look down into turn at number 6 as well. As Young Lights is sharing my dismay there. Nigel's going to come back in and be going to have an absolute fright, isn't he? But before we talk about Nigel, F1 2019, he's going to show it, Baz! Oh no! And they've come to blows there, it pinches there, Baz has got damage, I think, and Nigel, who's returning to action, he's got a red X, but I think he'll be back in the action in just a second, and I guess Baz has got some major damage there, hasn't he? F1 2019, oh my gosh there, and I thought Nigel's car there was going to, I know that we've got a couple of ghosts going on here, haven't we? I don't even know who's who at the moment, but that is a shame indeed, isn't it? Baz there, Baz at F1 2019 got a bit too close there, damage to the AlphaTauri, and that is a big blow indeed. What a shame then. Troy is in the pits then. The race leader has come in the pits then. So yes, so this is going to be is he going into puncture territory time then? So who is he? He's the race leader. He's coming into the pits and he's having to change those intermediate tyres then. And now Gamer leads. Steve's in second position then. And New Potato, is he going to be in third position? It's going to be quite close there. They skip turn 1, don't they? It's a very long pit lane. There is Potato on the left hand side. He's coming out of the pits now. And with 3 laps to go then. Did Troy have a puncture perhaps? And I'm not too sure, but he's back out in third position. He's on the new intermediate tyres. He does have about an 8-second deficit to gain over these guys with 3 laps to go. I'm not too sure about that. Not too sure about that, really, indeed. And that is a big blow indeed. Into the pits comes Baz. Baz there having a cracking race. Unfortunately, him and F1 2019 getting the blows at this corner here. Gamer is back in the lead of this race then as well. These guys are on very old intermediate tyres, very worn intermediate tyres. We might see an interslick at the end of this one. We have got Troy, who is now, what's 8 seconds? It's down to 6 seconds then. And now Steven is really starting to push as he can sense a race win here in Vietnam then. He'll be the last race winner as well. He's got to have a look down the inside then. Not quite then, because the Gamer's gone in a bit wide there. He's going to be on the curb there. That's not where that's the grippiest part of the course, is it? And now Steve's got on the outside, but there's not enough room on the outside there. See there, unfortunately, there he's just a bit too far back. Albeit there, he was almost side by side with him, wasn't he? No, goodness gracious me there. So I'm saying Gamer Wings then. He's Emerson at 2.0. And Light saying wing damage then. Wing damage then. It's up for Troy. Was up for Baz. Look at this as Bradfield has got past. And now in the points, there's a Bradfield on a great comeback drive. Ayrton still damaged the front wing. Still got damage on the front wing. But he is limping home at the moment in 9th position. Can he get his first points of his season? He's going to be counting the laps down. I think Gamer's going to be counting the laps down as well. Sam reckons it's going to be Emerson 2.0 between as Gamer's leading once again. But look in the background, 2 laps to go. It's Troy, 4.4 seconds. The gap between Steve and the Gamer is 3 less than a 10th of a second now. Look at this, and he's trying to go on the inside. This is great stuff indeed. What a great race to end the Vietnam legacy here in ALR. Fantastic stuff indeed. Then absolutely brilliant stuff. Then. And we're back on board. And then as we were coming down the back straight once again, there's Troy in the background. He had this lead race lead. He came into the pits, didn't he? And he's now having to like chase down these guys as well. We've just under a lap and a half to go. Then Steve there is still pushing Gamer as hard as he can, and this is fantastic. Steve's gone wide, and he's going to lose momentum. Then going down this back straight, Gamer is still leading then as well. There is Gamer. He has got to say he hasn't done it all his own way here tonight, has he? He's been very much under the cosh there since the rain has come, hasn't he? Even before the rain came, we've had Troy very much on the back of him since storming through, and it's been absolutely amazing stuff. It really has indeed then. And I gotta say, I'm gonna be sleeping well tonight. I must say, these guys have put me right through my paces. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Oh, amazing, brilliant stuff indeed then. And look at this then. So we got Gamer then as we're on board now then with the World Championship leader. 2 race wins in 2 races, but this one is far from done. Yes, we've only got 1 lap to go, but look, Steve there is right underneath the rear wing of the Mercedes driver, and Steve will love his first Grand Prix win. We see a flash of yellow. There is Troy. He wants his first race win as well. Who's going to win this race out with 1 lap to go? No DRS just yet. There is no DRS just yet. Coming into the final turn then for the second to last lap. Look, three cars. We got a Mercedes, we got a Red Bull, we got a Renault then. Who is going to win then this incredible Vietnamese Grand Prix then? 28 out of 28 then. The rain has eased off. There is New Potato in the background. I don't think he's going to be a factor, but I have been wrong before. Look at this, and they're just pushing the World Championship leader out of turn 2. Troy is on the inside then. Troy has the fresher tyres and he needs to strike whilst the iron's hot. He has struck. He is up into second position. Fantastic manoeuvre there. And now then he's all over the back of Gamer as well. What a magnificent performance there from Troy. Now Troy's underneath the rear wing. Gamer's going to defend it. Troy's going to go on the outside then. He's going to have more grip from going down. They're going to come wheel to wheel. Gamer somehow leaves us just an inch. Troy is going to lead, is he? Look at this, and they're wheel to wheel going through turn 6, and Troy is trying to put on the power. He has taken the lead. He has taken the lead. They're going to come to wheels down it, but Troy is still hanging out on the outside. Troy leads the Vietnamese Grand Prix with 1 lap to go. Gamer is giving it his all. He is under. Oh my God, this me. He's running into the rear wing. It's the Renault of the Mercedes going wheel to wheel, going down the back straight. Oh, this is absolutely sensational. He's back in the lead. He is back in the lead, and he saved all his earth. And now he got steals to it as well. And Gamer defense, absolutely sensational. Absolutely mega stuff indeed then. And now then, that was the obvious overtake maneuver, and I don't think that's going to be the case anymore, is it? Gamer is now just a few corners from home. He's got one more sector, but Troy is going to be so much quicker. He's got 16 lap younger tyres, hasn't he? It's all not done. Gamer's off. Gamer's in the wall. He's damaged the car. Gamer's damaged the car. I think he went off on his own. And now we've got Troy, who is now going to is now in the lead of the Vietnamese Grand Prix then, and he is coming through into the final couple of corners there. Troy has damage as well. He does have damage there as he went to the back of Gamer. But Troy out of the final turn. I think, is this the final turn? It is. And Troy wins the Vietnam Grand Prix. It's a Renault 2 for 2 there. And Gamer's going to finish in third. I think he is indeed. Oh, what a manoeuvre there. 5/10 of a second there. Absolutely magnificent stuff. Indeed, we've got a yellow flag in the background. So F1 2019 there is the 5th. Has Nigel got back in his car? I think he has. He's down in 7th. What a shame there. Gordo is going to come through in 8th position there. Ayrton is defending, is he? Bradfield is through. Bradfield has just run through there. Ayrton is trying to get that 10th position back as well. It's going to be wheel to wheel. This is going to get very close indeed. Ayrton there is on the inside. Oh, there's contact, but I think Bradfield's got it. Ayrton is in 10th position, gets his first points of the season then. But I think the man today is definitely going to be Troy. What a race. And his style is just said, what a race from Troy. Absolutely magnificent stuff indeed there. Sam, no. Gamer, lights, no. And there's absolutely incredible stuff indeed there. As Serious Mushroom, as Gordo was saying, did he have a puncture there? Oh. Absolutely mega stuff indeed then. And I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be lying down in a minute. Absolutely mega stuff indeed. And DRS has been enabled then if everyone wants to know how close it was from the dry track there. Brilliant stuff indeed. What an end to that Silver Grand Prix race. Troy came in the pits there. I was questioning it. I'm not sure if any of you drivers were there, because of course you're a lot more smarter than me, but I was definitely questioning it there. But Troy there, in the end it didn't matter because he won the race. Gamer had a couple of issues then. Did he? I didn't think he got a tap from Troy. I don't think he did. I'm not sure if he lost it on his own or what, but absolutely fantastic stuff indeed. And really well done. His first Grand Prix win of his ALR career there for Troy. Staying a magnificent second there. I've got to say, he can't get any closer than that, can he? 5/10 of a second then. And we got Gamer finishing third then. This is the first race of the season that Gamer's not won a race then, but still he's got a very handsome lead in the World Drivers' Championship, hasn't he? But he's going to be very disappointed because Gamer is all about perfection, isn't it? And Steve gets driver of the day as well. Remember, he started 16th on the grid, and he got through to finish second there. Absolutely mega stuff indeed then. Carter said that Cardboy said, and looks like Gamer lost it, and Troy had nowhere to go then. And I thought that as well, Card. So I'm glad that you agree with me, because usually I'll get that completely wrong as well. But Troy, fantastic stuff, isn't it? Really well done. Then his first Grand Prix win of ALR. Steve's best of ALR performance was second there, and a Gamer in third position as well. Let's take a final look at the classification, shall we, from the Vietnamese Grand Prix. Final ever race in Vietnam as well. And I got to say, with races like that, I reckon we should come back for more, shouldn't we? Troy, his first Grand Prix win, and he also got the fastest up as well. The full 26 points in. Steve in second in the end. A great performance. A draw today as well. 16th to second. Magnificent. Gamer in third position. His first time he's not won a race this season. New Potato in fourth there. F1 2019 in fifth. Serious Mushroom sixth. Nigel in seventh. He had a lot of technical issues, and Nigel potentially could have been in on the podium as well. Gordo had a 3-second penalty in 8th position. The only driver in the top 10. Good stuff. Bradfield in 9th, and Ayrton getting his opening his account with 10th position as well. Wilson just outside the points 11th position there. Jeff did him a disservice there, didn't he? Baz in 12th position there. Diashley 13th. Rempo 14th. Poole Do in 15th. Billet in 16th. Roscoe in 17th. Curly Red is 18th. And Smithy Almighty in 19th position. I think that's the first time in ALR history that we've not had any DNF set, albeit Smith and Curly are 2 laps down him, but hats off for them for not retiring then, and that is a very good stuff indeed. And right then, and I think I've been joined in the gantry now by the drivers who've been very patiently waiting. They was in there quite quickly. Goodness me, probably because they have had enough and want to go to bed. But Troy, what a performance there, and you've looked on it like a car bonnet right from the get-go today. Absolutely magnificent performance from yourself there. But how are you feeling?
I just feel a relief, man. Finally. It feels like ages since I've been on the podium, and first win, I'm delighted, man.
I was saying in qualifying that you looked very much on it right from the get-go, and I felt that pole position, you probably had it in the bag then, but what happened to you in qualifying? Did you just not get a lap hooked up?
Yeah, I couldn't put it together somehow. Invalidated first lap, and that generated in me getting one less try than the other guys, I guess. But yeah, somehow I managed to, or luckily I was starting on the softs anyways, which benefited me somehow, and got past some of the medium runners ahead of me quite easily.
Your start is absolutely magnificent. Was that crucial to put you in a winning position going forward?
He's a very fast cookie, as you say, and yeah, I knew that if I don't stick with him as quick as possible, he's probably gonna run away with it. So I felt that I had to get past as many guys as possible, as quick as possible.
And really, and you had an absolutely incredible end of the race as well. Did you come in the pits there because you felt that the intermediate tires, which was at their limit, or was there issues with damage to the car?
Yeah, I misjudged my strategy a bit. I was first I was planning to go all the way on those inters, and then I had a feeling that they would blow the tires, they would be gone, and I would not even score points in the race, you know. So I played it safe. I still had the podium if I would have pitted. So yeah, at the moment I just thinking of points, and then it was just a chasing game from that.
Absolutely magnificent. When you came in the pits for 3 laps to go, did you think that the win was still possible?
Yeah, I thought so actually, because my tires were completely dead when I went in box, so I could imagine that the 2 guys ahead of me would have similar tires, so I thought I had a chance, but I catched up a bit quicker than I expected, and then it was a bit more difficult to get past them, but I managed to somehow.
Absolutely magnificent. Well done, Troy. Brilliant performance there. Your first Grand Prix winner silver as well. I've got to say, you earned that one. Goodness gracious me. Brilliant stuff indeed. Steve, well, I've got to say, you made it hard for yourself, getting a 5-place group penalty in qualifying and ended up 16th on the grid, but it all came good in the end then. But talk us about that 5-place group penalty. I thought it was because Ayrton was tailgating you. Was that the reason, or was there something else?
It was one of those stupid Cody penalties. I don't have any blame towards Ayrton at all. We were both coasting on the outlap. And in real life, you ain't going to get a penalty for something like that, are you? So it was just one of those things.
Yeah, and it did look like that on the stream as well, because I thought you both were cruising anyway, so yeah, that's very unlucky. But I got to say, I think it didn't matter, because I think you just wanted to draw the day, didn't you? An absolutely amazing performance there. 16th to 2nd as well. You've looked very quick over the last couple of races there. Bahrain, you was probably robbed of maybe fighting for pole position there with technical issues. And today, you looked like you was very unlucky again then, but you still got 2nd today. How many points do you feel you've lost over the course of the season because of, like, bad luck?
I feel like I could have got a podium in all the races, to be honest. I feel like I've got the pace to match the top. I wouldn't say I'd probably say about the X-Gamer kind of pace. I wouldn't say I'm matching Troy at all. But I do feel like I've missed out on quite a few points just because of stupid connection issues. But here we are.
And it all came good today as well. And talking today's race, when you seen Troy come in the pits, did you feel that you can go for the win there and maybe try and overtake Gamer, or was you kind of playing it safe?
A bit of both, really, because I was keeping a close eye on my tyres at the same time. I was always going to commit to the end once I went on to the intermediates. I saw Troy had pitted, and I was catching X-Gamer lap by lap. And then it was getting really touch and go towards the end of the 27th lap. And Troy was behind me going into the right-hand turn 2. I kind of let him go a little bit to battle X-Gamer and try and use it to my advantage on the straight. It nearly paid off when I saw X-Gamer going to the wall. I thought they were taking each other out, to be honest. But yeah, I'm happy.
Really good stuff indeed, and well done for drawing today as well. Absolutely stupendous performance there, Steve. Amazing stuff, Fed. And let's come to Gamer, who finished 3rd in the end. Then, Gamer, you had a cracking lap in qualifying today. You looked like you struggled in qualifying, but in the end, then where it came to the crunch, there you was on it again. Then your 3rd pole position in a row.
Yeah, I was really happy with the pole position. Didn't expect it, like I said last week. But basically, it's normally really bad, so I was really surprised. I was also surprised that Steve was already out in Q2. And I was surprised that Troy wasn't on pole, because I know these 2 drivers are really fast around here. So I was really happy, but I think I got a bit of luck.
And coming on to the race as well, right from the get-go, it seems like that you was the hunted man there. You seem to have Troy. You seem to have a lot of drivers behind you today, and I was absolutely cracking battles there. And I got to say, your defensive prize was absolutely amazing stuff. You seem to have a very slippery car down the back straight.
Yeah, it was really difficult to defend, to be fair. I made 2 mistakes, and 2 times Troy got past me. Yeah, I think the incident in the last lap, I already looked at footage, and I was looking at my ERS because it was completely gone, and I touched the wall on the left, and then I'm not sure, I think Troy gave me a little bump, and I was going into the wall. I'm not sure he hit me, but I will look at a few times back.
And then Troy came into the pits with a couple of laps to go. Did you expect to see him in your mirrors with just such little time, or was you expecting Troy to be right on the back of your rear wing again?
I was expecting he was going to get us. I was thinking he will get us a bit earlier, to be fair. The space is so good around here, so...
Absolutely brilliant stuff. Unlucky Gamer there. An absolutely incredible fight then. Brilliant stuff to draw today, Steve. And Troy getting his first Grand Prix win of his career here in Vietnam. Amazing stuff indeed there, of course. So that's the last race of the ALR in Vietnam, unfortunately, because I quite love that. But next up, we're going to the Chinese Grand Prix then at Shanghai. Then that's going to be round 4 of gold on Sunday, 7:30 UK time. And of course, silver will be on Monday, 7:30 UK time. See you in a week. Goodbye.